All right. Can't do this. Ooh. Let's get rolling. Let's share the links. Let's tell everybody in Discord to swing on down. Ooh. Pictures always seem to be. Evening, Reclining. How you doing today? Let's open some garbage orbs. Hey, Zymergy. Final luck Minerva strapping a rocket on her. Yeah, pretty much. So here's where we've gone. Let's start off with... I couldn't recreate my outfit because it's in the wash. From Dolphin. I'm from free-to-play. Defenseless, so we're just gonna wear this. Arena's been a little rough. Not like crazy, but like now we're starting to see the spenders start like coming to fruition. Now we're starting to see like the number of people who actually can invest in Surfer, but ultimately Surfer's a good character, but a team is what's going to win the fight anyway, so... Oh, look! Fucking YouTube's working. Holy crap. This is a new hat? No, it's an old one. This is, Mewtwo. 150. Yeah, wow. Look, see? Remember, guys? Guys, I've done literally nothing, and chat's working again. So, you know. Good stuff. Let's, do this. We've replaced Iron Man with Ghost Rider now. Ghost Rider just does produce a little bit more. Awful lot of turns of heal block over here. Be a shame if someone dodged heal block. Alright, just slap him. Taunt. Beautiful. Kill her. Some good AoE. Let's see if we can get a stun on her. Nope. Alright. Unfortunate things are unfortunate. He's gonna die to the bleed stack. His taunts are relevant to me. Yeah, she's the only damage dealer left in this fight. Bonk bonk. She will be relatively tanky though, like the longer you go without killing her, the more her little shield kicks off, and in the early stages of the game, shield is huge. Because you have such a low health pool, but that 30% of your health pool max is still incredibly high. Yeah. What's up, guys? Bonk. I think we could auto this now. Yeah, taking advantage of the Thor constant damage is like so huge. I'm pretty confident that my defense is just going to be people that taunt and trigger Thor, and then like Thor as we move on. But yeah, I'm no longer in the top 20. The top 20 is just people who are at much higher a level than me. So like people who are already at level 60. Occasionally you'll see characters like, so the cool thing is the Zemo is just so much better than what most people have that putting him on defense and getting some splash AoE damage early is so huge. So Zemo's another character I'm looking forward to unlocking as soon as I can. Let's get rid of you and put you here. Alright, so let's get out of this problem. What did I buy this month? So far, I've only made 2 purchases this month. So far, I made the Supernatural team purchase for $24.99. Right here. And I'm working on them not, like, incredibly hard, but hard enough that by the time I hit level 55, which is, like, tomorrow probably, I can go through the Cosmic nodes without, or the Mystic nodes, rather, without having too much of a problem. Mainly because Sif is unlocked, but skill. And Thor, while good, not amazing. So if anything, I'm going to use Thor when we look at the Mystics for the Mystic campaign. Not so good at all. So these are the characters I plan on using for the Mystic campaign. I don't need Scarlet Witch for this setup because I'll have Doctor Strange, and 4 of them plus Thor should be more than enough. I don't think there's any... But maybe had I unlocked White Tiger, or if I still unlock White Tiger, I might consider her. But we're a whiles away from some characters like 1, 2, 3. Surfer, interestingly enough, if I bought the offer right now, the Strike Pass, which I will be buying, I would still only have 20 shards of Surfer. So let's take a quick look at the Strike Pass right now. So I'm at 25. There's 20 at the bottom, 20 on top. I won't unlock Surfer until here. So this is when I'm going to buy the Strike Pass. So that's another 20 bucks I will be spending. Do you think Zemo will be usable at 2-star? Zemo will be usable the second you get Zemo, because Zemo is an amazing character. All the higher stars do is close the gap between the people who have higher Zemos or higher investment characters than you. Once you get to the early game, Zemo, the biggest value of Zemo, and more importantly, it has nothing to do with stars. What the most common misconception people make is that stars / red stars, because you really can't have red stars unless you have regular stars. The most common misconception people make is that stars matter more than quite literally anything else. Stars are a great feature, but everything has diminishing returns. After the 4th or 5th star in a character, the only reason to look at higher stars is to equal out what your red stars go. So for example, if you have 5 stars in a character, the 6th and 7th star are really not going to bridge too much of a gap for you. There's just more value to be had in things like gear and tier 4s. You don't really have to worry about those last, I call them the last 500, because that's the last 500 shards you need. But once you hit a 5th red star on a character, now those stars are actually significantly more, because red stars are a multiplier. 5, 6, and 7 red stars are, you know, what is it? 50, 60, and 7, 55, 60, 75. I don't remember the exact breakdown, and we can look it up, but like, who cares? The point is, once you're at 50% increase, every time you add a star, you're not just adding the value of the star, you're adding the star plus 50% of its stats. And it does add up that way. So if you have a character that's below 4 red star, the 6th and 7th star don't matter too much on it. If you have a character at 4-4 or at 4-5, like look at Doom. When they gave Doom out, he's 4-7 for completing it. What's up, Rooster? Yeah. So when you have that setup, like, you don't have to worry. My main roster has a 4-4 Surfer who's 112k or something, because I put all of the possible gear I can into him. He's everything but gear tier 15, you know, like he's got even a couple pieces in him, but he's as much of an investment in a character I can legitimately put into a character, shy of the last gear tier, and even then, he's 100 something. How the hell are you already in Ultimate 7? I'm not in Ultimate 7. I joined a random alliance that has very few people in there, and everybody is just kind of like doing whatever. So I'm not actually doing anything, but if you look at this here, let's look at the separation of the randoms in my alliance. Which is totally something that I wish I would go into an alliance that would like carry me through raids, you know? Like that's something that's totally awesome. And to some extent I am doing that, but at the exact same time, it's not like I called a friend and said, hey, put me in your alliance. So here's my alliance. We're 16 of 24. If you look at the spread of power, we have a guy at 5 mil. Sorry, a girl at 5 mil. And then we have me at 2, someone at 9, someone at 1. This is an alliance that's that's like just people having fun with the game. As you can tell, Gold 4 is not an impressive status in Alliance. If your Alliance is not Gold 4, it either means it's so new that you haven't had enough time to do anything in it, or on the other side, you really need to move to an Alliance like this. So Gold 4 is the absolute minimum. Right now, the average Alliance starts at Platinum. Platinum is now like the kind of stopping point for most Alliances, because over time, you will accrue, as long as you're going 3 and 3, like 50%, as long as you're doing that, you're, what's it called? I'm sorry. Yeah, as long as you're doing that, right, you can progress meaningfully, but it doesn't matter. So this is an alliance of like a couple of 5 mil players, maybe 2 to 4 or 5 mil range-ish players who are just having fun, and then a bunch of like sub 1 mil and 2 mil players who are just doing what they can. There's absolutely nobody that's 1 mil that's contributing anything to U7 or anything, but it doesn't really matter because the 30% lines aren't that difficult on most of the fights. So the one rule is, at the beginning of the game, you're not in your forever home. Like you haven't been adopted by a loving family yet. When you start, unless you have a friend who's carrying you, what's up guys? Said in Ryan George's voice, yeah. Unless you have a friend who's carrying you, or something like that, or someone is carrying you for some reason, like, your alliance is just going to be a bunch of people. I can tell you that there are a ton of alliance leaders who are alliance leaders because they loaded into the game, they got control of an alliance, and I guess in their head they were like, well, this is an alliance that I'm going to have now, because it's hard to get another alliance. Like, it's not. But they're, like, more alliances than otherwise are just created by people who either are friends in real life and just kind of went in, or just happen to be together. So it's its own kind of nightmare. But just the first, especially in the early stage, like especially pre-60, you should consider you should be a nomad. You should only be in an alliance if it's currently helping you. If it's currently doing its best for you. Like, if it's not helping you, fucking leave. What, are you gonna miss out on an opportunity? Trust me, no one is that fucking short-sighted. Like, if you end up having a really strong roster, someone's gonna be like, yeah, come on back. Like, that's not how it works. You could recruit, like, when you look at recruitments and, like, forums online, like, they have very specific requirements, and you just find one that matches up with you. But when you're in the beginning of the game, you should literally just be like, always. Nope, this is raids. Where is it? You should always be like, okay, Iron Man's team of heroes, Alliance level 1. I basically just do this. This is Alliance level 10, Bros of Valhalla, 7 of 24. You don't need a full Alliance. Obviously, it would be better. But how many times are you in a full Alliance and, like, 24 of 24, but, like, no one's doing their job? You know what I mean? Like, it's better to be in an Alliance of, like, 12 people who are actually working. Cheers, Damon. Yeah, that's the point. And then, of course, like, you want to talk, like, you can go to forums, you can talk to people, you can go to content creators, you can ask community questions you have. Don't expect, anything. Why in YouTube? I can't answer that question. I'm always on YouTube on Fridays when I have a series to run. This is now week 4 of doing YouTube? Or week 4, episode 5. Maybe. No. Yeah. Week 5. So yeah, when you're starting off, even now, like, you should always be looking, unless you're in the middle of your alliance when it comes to value, you should always be looking for another alliance. You don't want to be, this doesn't matter. Collection power doesn't matter. What you want to look at is you want to look at where you're finishing in stuff like raids. Or even better, if you really want to get a good idea to see what you're pulling off or see how much value you add, you kind of want to look at World Warrior. And you want, in general, you want to be somewhere in the 8 to 16 range. As long as you're in the 8 to 16 range, in general, what that means is you're an asset. Like, you're helping your alliance, because you're not better or worse than anyone else. You're just kind of like doing what is on par. If you're in the top 8, it usually means that like maybe you're outperforming, especially in the top 4. But if you're in the top part of your alliance, especially when it comes to participation in raids and war and stuff like that, you're usually outperforming people. So it's okay if you're outperforming in war but not doing well in raids and vice versa, because maybe you decided that was something that was more important to you. No problem. But if you're outperforming your alliance in like raids and war and energy and keys, and if you're doing that, then like the truth is you're kind of carrying a bunch of people. So you either want to kind of address that by talking to the alliance and being like, hey guys, listen, like, I feel like I'm doing a lot of the work here. Like, can anyone step up? You know, can we do it more? I don't want to carry 26 people, or just start looking for a place where you're somewhere in the middle. And then the same thing goes at the bottom. At the bottom of the alliance, you are clearly, if you're at the bottom of participation, you're at the bottom of that, you're clearly not contributing in a way that's like incredibly meaningful to the alliance. So either they're comfortable enough knowing that you're growing as a player, or what if your top TCP's irrelevant? TCP means literal nothing in this game. TCP is a trick that the game is trying to convince you means you're strong. Like, at this point in time, even my main account's roster, which is just like literally 11 million now, like, wow, that's a great TCP. It's not, because I have a 50k Kingpin, because I have a 60k Spider-Man, like OG Spider-Man, because I have a 40k Nebula. Like, these are character investments that ultimately won't make a difference. What's up, Tendos? Nice, Tendos. So, like, these are things that ultimately won't really matter as you go on. Like, my symbiotes on my main team is like 580k, which is only awesome if you also don't have a 580k symbiotes. The difference is the number of 500k teams I have is higher. The number of 400k teams I have is higher. Meaning you can maybe get top position in blitzes? Absolutely not. It still doesn't mean that. Blitz is still a formula of highest power plus a most effort. But even then, being top in blitz is irrelevant. They've changed it now, so it's a little bit more TCP driven, but even then, being like, blitz is not rewarding enough to justify what it takes anymore. It used to be reasonable because you used to be able to, like, when you guys remember me from the old days of video creation, I loved blitz because blitz was a game mode where I designed a way and taught many of you guys how to blitz 3 times a day. And this is back when blitz rotations took about a half an hour or so, but you're still clicking auto, you know? Like RTA now. So like 3 times a day to get 3 times your TCP. That was the trick. So if you were 4 million TCP, you could blitz 3 times a day and get 12 million. If you were 6 million TCP, you could blitz 3 times a day and get 18 million. You know, and then if you chose to blitz more often, your numbers would go up dramatically. So this idea that like you had to no sleep blitz, like that was insane, especially if you were trying to get the top 1500, top 2000 back when blitz was organized like that. Now that it's organized to top 1%, you would think, well, that's got to be more players, right? 1% of all the players in the game, that's like 35 to 4,500 players. It's actually about 3,500 more often than not. But like, you know, assuming how many, like, you ever want to know how many people are in the game, look at the lowest person who ever got top 1. You know what I mean? Because honestly, if you're not completing milestone 5 in blitz, you're also not playing this fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to say, like, hey, you know, I don't really care for blitz. I'm gonna, you know, do milestones and chill. Roster lineup for Sinister Six. It's Doc Ock and the 2 new ones, plus the other 2 that you have the strongest Thor. Placement in Electro and Swarm depends on their power. You always want Doc Ock next to the people that need the deflects more often than not for the dodges. So if Electro's really strong, she might not need the deflects. If she isn't, then she might get a little bit more value from them. Really depends on... There's really no right or wrong setup. It depends on who the characters are. You want Doc Ock protecting the weak guys with deflects. You don't want anyone else. But also, Swarm has a shit ton of dodge, so you should be okay. And armor, so you should be okay anyway. Next Blitz character is Nebula. Sweet. So yeah, TCP is a lie that the game has placed in there to make you feel like there's more work you have to do. I have met and played this game with people who were less than half my TCP and capable of producing the same amount of value as I am, which doesn't mean anything because that person started a year after me, so they didn't have to invest in characters like Hand Sentry, Crossbones, Yondu. You know, these were characters that didn't make a difference to them because they didn't play. So even if you look at the game from a snapshot right now, and you look at all the people who have a Black Order team, that's a bad example. Let's use everybody who has a Uncanny X-Men team. We're going to come to a point in time throughout this game where the number of Uncanny X-Men teams that are over 400k is going to just never happen again. You know, like a year from now, when people have Uncanny X-Men teams, it's going to be like Phoenix, Cyclops, and then the rest of the characters are just going to hang out, or it might change. The idea is that because the game is constantly growing and changing, what's good today won't be good tomorrow. And you always want to be good today. You want to be good all the time, but there's a slight difference. Same reason why the amount of people who are... Arena is all about people who care about today, because it means nothing for tomorrow. Because, yes, 2 days ago, I was top 50. Last week, I was top 20. Today, you know, I'm top 100. And I can, okay, well, let me spend some money and big these guys, and, you know, rank these guys up and move everything. I don't think so, no, Thor. So I can, or I could realize, like, okay, let's start widening out. Let's start being able to accomplish tasks, like maybe completing, well, before it was U6 raid nodes. Now my alliance is just doing U7, which for right now, it doesn't matter because I wouldn't be able to contribute in U6 too reasonably with if I was in an alliance that was roughly paired as I'm 200k power. We wouldn't be able to do much in U6 to begin with. So right now I'm comfortable just being like, okay, you guys want to do 10%, 20% in U7? Go for it. Have fun, guys. Like, I can't contribute because I can't. So there's nothing I can do. So I'll take a little bit more of the rewards that I would be getting with a little bit less of the effort, but it doesn't break out. It's not like I'm 100%ing U7 where I'm just like, oh, look at all these. Even then, even if I was, it's not like there's tier 4s I'm investing in. But the key that happened to me this week, the thing that's... No! Fuck that offer. No, the thing that happened to me this week is I hit level 54. 54 is an incredibly relevant, and you will need tier 2 mats from U6. I will never need tier 2 mats from U6. Because there's a challenge here. Right here. That gives, like, all the challenges give tier 2 mats. So 3 times a week, like, you know, this is 30, 60, 90. It's not unreasonable. 90 a week as of right here, and then this goes to 60. So 90 a week is not an unreasonable amount because there's not that many characters I need to invest in. You should never, ever be working on more than 7 characters at a time, period. End of conversation. Like, end of conversation. Every character you work on past the 6 is $20. You have to look at it like that. Because that's $20 worth of investment, because that's how much time it would take for you to accrue that much resources. Phoenix goes dark in DD3. Node 8, I die. On my next attack, I'm fighting a Dark Phoenix again, or just one less Phoenix? I don't understand what your nut... What? No, I won't be carried. I won't be carried. I won't be carried, but I will, like, jump around and, like, see what the best is. Because I want it, I jumped into an incomplete alliance. You know? Like, this is something every player can do. If you're in an alliance you don't like, just move into another one. Like, it's no big deal. I I get dumped into regular blitz at level 60. My growth is slowed down now. So now I'm going to have to start spending money. If Phoenix goes dark, she won't be there tomorrow. No. If you kill... Okay, I don't know exactly what we're talking about. If you kill a Dark Phoenix... If you kill a Phoenix, she's dead forever. Once Dark Phoenix is spawned, it means Phoenix is dead. You never have to deal with her again. I just didn't know if we were talking about the enemy's Dark Phoenix or your Phoenix. Yeah, you can bring up as many characters as you want, but ultimately you shouldn't be working on, in any way, more than like 6 or 7 characters at a time. So like, let's look at my roster right now, right? These are the highest priority characters because these are the ones that are there. 1, 2, these 2 are not going past level 60. So once they hit level 60, maybe 65, but probably not, these guys are done. You know, I'm not going to do much on them. Thor and Minerva are going to be invested in more because there's a lot of things that I'm going to need them for. So I've toned down. Like these guys clearly don't take any more blue gear, right? They're done. So now blue gear goes to 2 to 3 characters I care about. Iron Man is off the list now. We're done with Iron Man. This is as strong as Iron Man's going to get until such a time as I start working on the power armor, which is like miles away from now. We are so far away from when I'm going to care about the power armor team that this is just where Iron Man is, and this is where he's going to stay. Elsa, high up on my list. Mordo's high up on my list. Mordo just hit purple, but it's going to take him a while to get a little bit stronger. I think that's because of... No, I have no idea why he's weaker than Elsa. Oh, probably these. Yeah. And interestingly enough, so many of these things don't actually matter for Mordo. Yeah, we'll take that. Thank you. Best Mordo ability ever. This is... We'll take this, and then we will immediately take that, and now Mordo matters. So now Mordo matters. Okay, I just made Mordo matter. That's pretty much all I have to worry about for Mordo. Elsa's getting some gear. I want her to be gear tier 8 or 9. You're not going to see many characters be brought past 10, but the other character I'm working on now that's like just about, because I have no other bio investment, is Yo-Yo. And the reason why is we finally did it. We hit level 54. The reason level 54 is so incredibly relevant is because that's where you get the final level of the passive on characters. You need to be 54. The final non-tier 4, but we all know tier 4s aren't important. Like, for most characters in this game, there's 0 tier 4s you should put in them. For some, there's only tier 4s you need if they're using the team. You know, it is what it is. Stop working on lots of characters, but then I need them for the Doom campaign. Yes, but if you work on the right characters at the right time, then by the time a new character comes, you just switch your priority. The biggest issue people have is that they don't try to work, they don't go like, I'm gonna work on this character now. They go, now I have to work on Steve. So they add Steve to the pool of 15 characters they're working on right now. Right? So you have so many characters like people are working on. They're like, okay, well, I need to work on my arena team, and I need to finish up my raid team, and I need to finish getting characters to X star so I can unlock so-and-so, but now I need that. That's your mistake. That's the mistake you've made. The mistake you've made is like, okay, I have 60 things. The truth is, no, you don't. Stop working on something. Everything in this game is a give and take. Everything in this game is a trade. Every single thing you do. So if you're going to spend money, you're not going to make that trade. As someone willing to spend, I'm worried less about farming characters like the Brotherhood, because eventually there's going to be an offer or something where I could spend money and cover up that loss a little. So when I spend money in this account, I'm specifically only buying things that I'm like, they're good now and they will be good later. They have to be good now, though. That's the biggest thing. It cannot be one or the other. Silver Surfer will be good now and good later. But when his $20 offer came up, he was a little bit pricey. Now I'm paying $20 for 100 shards of Silver Surfer. And the truth of the matter is, whether I had a 5-star Surfer right now or a 2-star, I'm level 54. I was never going to see any value on that. Okay, so the Doom Hero Tech Supernatural team, I used, to great success, I used Ghost Rider Elsa, Shuri, Falcon, and energy at the very end, feeding energy to Shuri, was Star-Lord. You don't have to use Star-Lord, but he's feeding energy to Shuri, which is making sure everyone stays alive, which is making sure you're taking extra turns with Falcon, which is making sure your 2 AoE damage dealers are doing AoE damage. What's my next focus, Mystic campaign? No, my Mystic campaign is arguably done. So now I'm looking to bridge the future gap. So Yo-Yo is the next bio character I'm working on. So if we really want to take a quick look, let's do a quick roster look down of all the types. So bio, let's see. Don't need to worry about, don't need to worry about. Don't need to worry about because stars are all that matters on these characters. Once I get them to, you know, 5-star. Once Swarm is 5-star, we're done with him. So the only characters that really stand out are Yo-Yo. Actually, none of these bio characters make too much of a difference. Yo-Yo and Ms. Marvel. None of these guys are jumping at me, even when I unlock Scream. Venom was a great purchase, but I said many times, I regret buying the second Venom offer. Now, in the future, like months from now, after I've unlocked Symbiote Spider-Man, who's, you know, still 35 of 100, after I've unlocked Symbiote Spider-Man, I'm going to be like, yay, I have Venom, you know, great, wonderful, who cares? You know, I'm going to unlock Captain Marvel soon, and she's still a great character, but she falls off a little bit. She's great now, she's okay later. Yo-Yo is great now and great later. So Yo-Yo is the character I'm currently working on as far as putting bio gear into, and none of these abilities matter. These are stuff that, like, I'm not worried about investing in. Maybe I'll put a little bit into Run the Gauntlet. Maybe. Probably not Flurry. Probably not Rapid Strikes right now. It's all about this ability. Because once I get this running, all raids in the future that I can use Yo-Yo in are going to become, like, literally half as difficult. You're going to cut the difficulty in half because you're going to cut their damage in half. Her focus, people always say, like, but she has bad focus. Like, no, she doesn't. She could use a little bit more focus, but her focus is adequate for, like, anything you're going to use her for. So Yo-Yo herself is, now that she's 54, now that all I can, you know, I can just do this. Boop, 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 boop. So what is that? That's, yeah, sure, we could do this. Now we have it. Like, we're done. Yo-Yo doesn't need anything else, and now I'm just going to throw my bio gear into her to keep her, like, healthy enough to kind of progress through some of the hard content, especially as we move into more challenging arenas and raids and stuff like that. So Yo-Yo's the only character of any consequence here. Again, we really don't pay any attention to, like, characters that aren't helpful to me progressing right now. We have them unlocked. That's great. If there's a double drop, like when they had the hand double drop going on, or I think it's still going on, I don't know. Then we paid a little bit more attention to it because the hand double drop was like, hey, I don't really have anything I desperately need to farm, so I might as well farm like a couple of the hand characters, get 4 instead of 2 shards. And if I get 0, there was no difference anyway. But I do take advantage of double drops either way. The multiple man campaign isn't going to matter too much for this account. Like, it won't. I'm nowhere near capable of completing the... where is Super Sleuth? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then if I had to pick a 5th character, it would probably be Cable, just because investing in Cable is actually a reasonable thing to do with your setup. But I'm missing so many characters. Speaking of, did I farm her yet? Boop, boop, boop. Damn, 0 shards. Like, it would probably be Cable, because Cable's a character I should be working on to progress through certain parts of the game mode. But, like, useless, unlocks, but is literally irrelevant to the team. Useful, garbage, so Cable would be the guy I'd work on. That's a lot of training, Matt. Players at your level usually spend them on whatever. Oh, yeah. No, like, that's the problem. I'm not doing this. Like, I'm doing this to showcase the biggest mistakes people make. So a lot of times, people will be like, Tony, why, you know, look at your roster. Tony, why aren't you working on, you know, where, let's see, have I unlocked a character that's any value that I haven't really worked on? No, not really. Yeah, really, not really. Like, why aren't you working on Scarlet Witch? You bought her. Like, no, I didn't buy Scarlet Witch. I bought the good character. She came for free. You know, why aren't you building up Strife? You know, why aren't you farming Sinister? Why aren't you, look at the characters I'm really close on. You know, why aren't you trying to finish off, I don't know, Electro? Like, all these questions people ask, and I'm like, well, the answer is I don't need them. They don't matter to me. They're not helpful. When they matter, I'll have them. That's the general rule everyone should play by the game. Same thing. Learn to love the red dot. This red dot, this need to become a part of like your soul. You need to see a red dot and be like, yes, like excited to see it. You need to look at your roster and be like, look at all of these things I could do if I wanted to. I am so rich right now in ability to do stuff. Because the worst thing in the world is this. The worst thing is looking at a character with no red dots, no, you know, nothing, and you're just like, well, I don't have anything to do. Love the red dots. Look at this Minerva. All this reminder. Oh, look at all this stuff I could put in her. Is it useful? No, it's all useless. This is all useless. None of these matter in any way. So I'm not touching it. Character shards, gear resources. You open an orb, you open a thing if it has something that's good for you. So I move down here. Why do I have 20 gold orbs? Because I have 1.6 million gold. You know what I mean? Like, why do I have 20 gold orbs? I have 1.6 million gold. Why do I don't need the gold in these orbs because I have 1.6 million. If I go down to like 200,000 gold, I might need some gold in these orbs. Who I use in Cosmic? Yeah. Oh, I'll show you my Cosmic team. You're gonna fucking blow your mind. This is what I use in... I haven't unlocked Mystic yet. This is what I use in Cosmic. You ready? I've gone this far. Let me show you the team I use. Wait for it. Bonk. I haven't tried this one in a while. Are you saving war currency? Yes, but not... Like, I'm saving more war currency because I'm only specifically buying things. I'm specifically buying Ghost. You know what I mean? Like, I'm specifically buying Ghost, but I'm not, like, going out of my way for anybody else. Or if I'm 5 shards away in the war store from unlocking or ranking up a character, I'll buy those. I'm not buying purple gear in the war store if I can avoid it, because war currency is... The war store is the best store in the game with the worst economy, so I just want to make sure I have the most war credits when I'm ready, which is why on my free-to-play account, I was capable of, like, outputting so much value going into Dark Dimension 2, because I just had so many war credits. Okay, so without Sif, this team doesn't work. The reason this team works is because most of these nodes you get double Thored. So you just sit here, let people beat up on Sif. That's double charge right there. Boop, 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 boop. Ghost or Mr. Sinister Farm is a free-to-play player. Ghost. Ghost does more. Bonk! Big bleeds. Big hits. Big hits. And now you see. If I didn't have Sif, specifically, I couldn't do this. I'd have to invest more in my characters. How did I get Sif? Mega Orb. We had a bunch of Mega Orbs over the last... Like, you get one after, like, you play for 10 days. No, I don't buy characters like that. Nope. She's a 45 shard unlock. Pulled her in a Mega Orb. Same. I have a bunch of characters like that. You know, you get a lot of premiums. You get a lot of Mega Orbs when you start the game. Was Sif the best possible case? No, of course not. The best possible Mega Orb case would have been 100 Zemo. Followed by 100 Ghost. Followed by... another 100 Zemo. followed by, you know, like followed by 100 Taskmaster, you know? Like there's a bunch of things that would have been amazing, but yeah, you need like Ghost. Yeah, 100, well, God, 100 long shot. Honestly, no, 100 long shots fine. 100 hell, well, you don't need 100 hella, but yes. I'm thinking of characters, I think, am I not wrong? Zemo and Taskmaster are both 100 shard unlocks, right? Sinister, thank you, Sinister. I'm thinking of characters that are 100 shard unlocks, specifically. You know, like, Loki. 50 shards of Loki or Hela are better pulls than Sif, right? Like, clearly. But you have to be able to recognize what makes a character good. And that's something that's impossible to do in the early game. And that's a trap that's designed by this game. It's a trap that they've designed for players to be like, hey, I pulled 100 Okoye shards, which is impossible, but let's fucking say it for the conversation. I pulled 100 Okoye shards. Is she good? Hey, I pulled a 6 red star Okoye. What do I do? And then the answer has to be very simply, ignore it. Because it's useless. It doesn't matter. It will never matter to you. It's not a thing. 100 anti-venom. Yeah, well, actually anti-venom. Anti-venom more so than like any other of them. Because anti-venom as a standalone character is tits. That's kind of it. So that's what I'm doing for Cosmic. Now, please keep in mind, why am I doing this for Cosmic? Because my understanding of the game is 3 years of experience plus 2.5 years of content creation for it, you know? So I have a pretty decent understanding of the game and how it works. I could technically tell you because I don't have him unlocked. All right, let's sort this out. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Mercenary? 45. Okay. I thought Taskmaster was 100 for some reason. Okay. Are there no 100? Yeah. They're all Deadpool's 15. Okay. Cool. So let's continue that thought process I was going into. So we talked about, oh, and again, for the 85th time, because someone's gonna ask, I'm not farming the Kree, I'm tracking the Kree. I have never farmed any of their nodes. You know, like if they were on a node, I beat them. I am tracking how long it's going to take me to unlock Nick Fury, putting absolutely no effort into unlocking Nick Fury. You know, just through opening random orbs and whatever the game allows. So far, this is where we are with the Kree, and I've never farmed them. Never bought in a store, never did anything. Because I don't think Nick Fury has the impact he used to, because I don't think these characters are not farmable on day one. You can't farm Kree Oracle, you can't farm Royal, well, you could farm Royal Guard, I think. You can't farm Kree Cyborg. Which one is, and then the nodes on these two is like pretty far out. Kree Reaper I think is, but Noble isn't. I don't remember, who cares. The point is they're not farmable. And then on top of it, they suck. So like they suck and they're not farmable. So now you have a bunch of characters that suck, that won't help you, that are wasting your gear and your resources, that unlock Nick Fury, which will unlock an entire team of skill characters that you can't fucking work on. So I think that something's missing in the skill. I've said many times, and I stand by it, you should worry about Nick Fury the day you unlock Coulson. That's it. Like, if you unlock Coulson, that's when you should be like, hey, do I have Fury yet? And then any other time other than that, you shouldn't touch it. I'll spoil the surprise to me about 300 day to get the Kree online. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just talking about stars. Where are you on Zemo? 65? I'm pretty close to Zemo. He's just not in the store ever. 66. He's just never in the store. Ever. Anyone else notice that? He's just not in the store. But again, the second I unlock Zemo, whatever I was previously working on stops. Are you actively farming for any legendary? I'm actively finishing the Sinister 6. So my daily farms are, you know, Mysterio, boop, the one of each place, and then the energy farms. And that's honestly the best because I don't have much going on as far as anything else. So Rhino is I just make sure I buy a Rhino every time I can. And then as the game progresses, I get a little bit more. Yeah, Zemo's there daily because you have a 7-star. It's the same reason why, if you ever look at this store right here, you'll notice characters that you're like relatively close to unlocking tend to have higher drop, like show ups here, but you won't ever see Ronin here. Because I'm close to unlocking Ronin, it's way more likely he's ever going to show up for cores than it is for show up for a resource. Now I could buy this Mysterio, but I'm not going to because that's Zemo's credits, Mysterio, and you know what you did. What's a good team for Zemo and early mini? Great question. The team is Zemo and the 4 best characters you have. You're welcome. Teemo pairs best with gear. So as long as you have gear in Teemo, both. Zemo pairs best with gear. Zemo is one of the highest impact squish characters in the game. So just like the second you get him, don't even think about it. Like just pick gear. He treat Zemo the way you would treat a legendary. Yeah. Treat Zemo the way you would treat a legendary. No, I know for a fact they do. They have an algorithm that tracks your roster. That you know how I could prove without a shadow of a doubt they have that? Because it does it here. Right here. It tracks. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine too. Sabretooth, no. No, I don't think 1 star on any. I mean, the 1 star on Killmonger, yeah, I'll buy it. It's better to have him unlocked with a star. Would you say the same for Emma? What do you mean? Like, this tracks what your roster has and then shows you what your roster doesn't have. Emma's the best character in the game. The margin is not as wide as it used to be. Emma was the best character in the game for like 6 months. For like the last 6 months. Now it's gotten tighter. Like Surfer's making a really strong argument to be better than Emma. Buying a 6 red Zemo? My friend Tim has something to say about that. Yeah, oh yeah. Emma is a character you should treat like Sinister is a character that you should treat that way. Zemo is a character you should treat that way. Symbiote Spider-Man is a character, but to some extension, Anti-Venom is a character that you should treat that way. I'm thinking of anyone else that comes out. Nope, that's it. Exact opposite, DJ. I'm not saving silver promotion credits for 4 and 5 star. 1, because as a newer player, 4 and 5 star purchases is never going to happen because I'm very unlikely to have 4 and 5 star versions of characters that's relevant. What I want to do is I want to make sure that every red star orb I open has a higher probability of opening an Elite 4 because the red star game is nothing more than a race to 4 star. The faster your roster, not just your usable roster, the faster your entire roster becomes 4 star, the faster you start seeing meaningful progress through your growth. So no, absolutely not. I will not be saving them. There's no reason to save your tier those for higher. There's none whatsoever. You want to make sure. You want to make sure that the characters you're using are capped because yes, you will eventually pull 2 and 3 red stars on most of the characters you use. Like, no matter what, that will happen. But that doesn't help you today, and it doesn't matter either way. How am I in Stark Tech? Fucking don't even ask. Stark Tech, like, I'm re-experiencing the nightmare that is Stark Tech right now. Why do you not hear about Yellow Jacket being used in DD3 and 4? Well, that's easy. The Yellow Jacket's a tech character. Did that answer your question? If it didn't, I will go into more detail. Pulled a 5 red Zemo, then they gave it away in the event. Yeah, but then they gave you a bunch of Elite 4 credits. Like, it's whatever. You got something. The fact that the Elite 4 credit conversion metric sucks is just a sign of Scopely not knowing how to run a fucking company. But, like, I got a 5 red Zemo. Do I farm the 5 stars or max him out? 1 once you have a 5-star Zemo, I feel like you don't have to be target farming him anymore. I feel like you could just open raid orbs still. It's the same rule. Like once you here, let me talk to you about the Blitz store real quick. Actually, let me just make sure. Let me finish this previous thought. We'll get there. Shuri's event go perm next week, make you want to buy the Sinister 6 offer to get her quicker? No, because getting an early Shuri doesn't improve your roster in any way. Shuri doesn't improve your roster until mid-game. And by mid-game, I mean, like, Ultron. You do not have a better roster with Shuri. Now, that said, the brain's turning. Yo-Yo, Shuri, Minerva. All I need are 2 damage dealers, and I have a nut fucking U6 and U7 team. God help if it's Emma. if I end up pulling Emma, then it's like you know what I mean? Like I'm going into U7. Like by the time I like pay attention and am able to, my U7 team is going to be somewhere along the lines of Yo-Yo, Emma, assuming something happens to her because I have no way to get her right now. Actually, so it might not be Emma just because she's impossible to get. Literally impossible to get. Is she even in orbs? Can you even Mega Orb in Emma? I don't think so. I think the only way you... I don't even think she's in premiums. I think the only way you can get Emma right now is buy her. Because they haven't fucking released their next milestone. Oh yeah, I think I bought those 10 Emma shards. Where is... I do. I think I bought 10 Emma shards. Ha. Garbage. Yeah, I bought the 10 Emma shards. Yeah, she's literally impossible to get. Fucking insane. How insane is that? That, like, the best character... I mean, I get why. She's literally the best character in the game. Since you know what my roster looks like, I have 100 gold promotion credits. Who should I spend them on? You think I remember what your roster looks like, dude? Dude, I don't remember if I put pants on. Like, I did. I don't remember that shit. Since I know what your roster looks like, I don't fucking remember. Who should you spend 5 red stars on? Who should I spend 100 gold promotion credits on? Sinister. There, I answered the question. Sinister. Emma. Zemo. Alright, let's donate. So, here's my Stark tech, right? You ready? Ta-da! Fucking... What? So, the hierarchy, just so you know, for Stark Tech, is Bio, Tech, and Mystic are equal. So just pick one. Then Mutant, then Skill. Bio, Tech, and Mystic are the same. So whichever you happen to care more about, whether it be Tech characters or Mystic characters, irrelevant. Then Mutant, then Skill. But Tony, there are so many good Mutant characters. Cool, how many do you have? Is the answer not all of them? Then, like, don't fucking worry. All mutants are in-game. There's no good early mutants. So don't worry about them until in-game. So it starts with Bio because the Bio roster is the densest with the most important things. And then you always max health and damage. So I'm going to click buttons on these characters. I'm going to try to get them to nice round numbers here. We'll get 5 on each. Health and damage. Then I might, because, you know, how Alliance, where it goes. So we're going to assume 5. Then I might go to Tech or Mystic, depending on who I have the most of. And then when I'm done with them, I'll move to the next one. And then when I'm done to them, I'll move to Mutant. And when I'm done. And the way it works is Bio, Tech, Mystic, Mutant, and then Skill at the very end, because there's just no reason to invest in Skill at all. There's just no value in the characters. The pool is so fucking weak that it's garbage. Bio, there's more good Bio characters in the game total than any other setup, but the density of good mutants is great. So by the time you get to mutants, it's fine. Then you do health and damage first on both. So all of these should have a maxed out health and damage before you start worrying about focus, resistance, and armor. And then you could use focus. Focus is, generally speaking, the highest and most important of the 3 leftovers. Armor and resistance, it's a coin flip. Like people want to say, well, for Bio, it's armor, and then for Mystics, it's resistance. The truth is, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, I wouldn't do skill just for Zemo. Like, one character, like the slight percentage increase on one character means nothing. Like, put more gear in him. You know what I mean? Like, farm him. Like, don't... It'll matter more later than it will right now. The percentages don't make too much of a difference on a character, but they do make a difference on your roster. That's why Stark Tech has to be treated. Remember, Stark Tech is just red stars for everybody. That's all they are, because it's a complete and total roster check. Also, it's very important to note for characters level 20 and above, which is why when you look at my roster, you see me stopping characters at level 20. Because at level 20, they get all of the buffs. They're as strong as they can be with the minimum resistance. Oh yeah, then do whatever you want. It's fine. Then it don't matter. So let's do another arena attack. Oh, okay. So we did bio, right? Sorry, I want to finish this thought. So we did bio. Let's do mutant. So as far as mutants are concerned, I actually don't have a mutant unlocked that's worthy of investment. Seriously. None of them. None of these mutants are worthy of investment. Toad will become worthy when I unlock Blob. Strife will become worthy when I unlock Sinister. Mystique will become worthy someday. Cable and Domino will become worthy, like, as I am capable of progressing through the rest of the characters. But none of these characters stand out. Longshot's kind of worth investing in. X-23 is worth investing in. Sinister, obviously. Emma, obviously. And then, of course, these two. Multiple Man is dog shit, especially for a newer player. Not for, like, endgame players. And by endgame, I literally mean U7 Doom Raids. Like, Doom Raids and fucking Plat 2 plus wars. Like, outside of them, Multiple Man is fucking useless. Shatterstar actually would be a pretty decent use too. So, like, there are just no mutants worth investing in. But Deadpool sucks. Like, Deadpool sucks in this game. I love Deadpool. Deadpool is dope. Where's my Deadpool figure? Here, everybody. Let's talk to Deadpool about it. Hey, Deadpool, how are you? I'm good, Tony. Do you suck? So much fucking cock. All right, cool. Deadpool. Which is actually accurate. He's also pan. Deadpool is also pansexual. Fun fact. Are you getting Ghost to 5 or stop? I'm getting her to 5. I'm getting her to 5. Like, no question. She's so good. You also need the little bit extra on Ghost. So, like, I don't know if I'm target farming her all the way up to 5, but I'm definitely getting her to 5. Right? So, that's it for, like, mutant. Mystic isn't as dense as people want to believe it is, right? So, here's Mordo. Right? So, Thor, Ghost Rider, Mordo, Elsa, Doctor Strange. This is a team, and this is just a good character worth investing in. Garbage, shit. Good, but you're not getting any value out of a 2-star White Tiger. Like, I don't care where you are in the game. New player, old player. Like, yeah, she's probably better than, like, most things you would get in the early game, so, like, I wouldn't feel bad about it. But, like, you're not going to go up against a Hello with a White Tiger and be like, I did it. Like, you're going to get your ass kicked. Ronan sucks. Moon Knight sucks. Amazing. So he's the next, when I unlock him in, like, next week, he'll be good. And I'm really happy I got the 2 stars on him. I kind of would have wished it was 3, but better than nothing, right? And he'll be in stars in the next 3 weeks. He'll be in the store, so I'm not worried about it. Thanos, the problem is even if I unlock Thanos, I wouldn't work on him. He's kind of useless right now. Hela, huge. Loki would be huge. Juggernaut would be okay. Heimdall sucks. So, yeah, I have a 4/4 White Tiger. She sucks. She doesn't suck. She just needs a lot of health. So we have mutants done. We have mystics done. Skill is the easiest to look at. I don't have a single good skill character unlocked. Night Nurse is the only good end game, not even in the beginning of the game. She's actually okay in the beginning of the game. You need a couple of tier 4s in her, though. Killmonger's good. Baron Zemo's good. Corvus sucks. I guess Merc Riot Guard's okay, so that's unfair. Proxima is good. Taskmaster's good. Red Guardian is okay. Like, if I unlocked Red Guardian early, I wouldn't put anything into him. But Zemo is the missing link. So skill, it's easy to look at and be like, oh, you're just going to put shit into Zemo. I'm like, yeah, of course, there's no one worth it. What store will Silver Surfer go into? If I had to guess, Silver Surfer is going to go into Premium Orbs. If I had to guess, Silver Surfer's going to replace not Yo-Yo. I actually think they're going to pull Yo-Yo and Cole out of Premium Orbs at the same time and put, like, Anti-Venom and fucking... and Surfer in them. Like, I think they're going to replace both. But I don't think you're going to expect to see Surfer in those for a while. They're not going to make Surfer farm... Like, Surfer won't be farmable before, like, Longshot is, you know? So. But, or Anti-Venom. Anti-Venom is going to probably have to be farmable really soon. I think Scream is this week anyway, so... Or this month anyway. I think we're getting a Scream farmability, but we'll see. Yeah, and then we have the last, which is Tech. Tech is interesting because Tech has density, but not really high-end stuff. So, like, Minerva, great investment. Ghost, great investment. Falcon, pretty good. But then, like, Doc Ock and Shuri. Nah, she won't be moved to milestones. Her value is diminished in Endgame. That's not true. Her value has diminished in Endgame because there exists better options. Like, there are better things to use than Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is good when you don't have Astonishing X-Men or the Symbiotes or something like that in Endgame. If you do have either of those teams, like, you don't need Yo-Yo, you know? Doc Ock. Doc Ock's the best character in the game. No, I'm sorry. Doc Ock's the best legendary in the game. Like, of all the legendary characters, Doc Ock has like grabbed the seat of it is me, I'm the best, and that's it. Like, he's good. He's so good. But there's really, like, the scaling of legendaries has gone down. But that's the funny thing. Doc Ock wasn't the best legendary when he came out. The game kind of evolved, and then Doc Ock became the best legendary. I would say Maul was probably the best legendary for like a month or two after Doc Ock came out. But then Doc Ock came out, and we figured out, like, oh wow, this guy's amazing. And he hard counters Maul. Well, he hard counters the hardest parts of Maul. The most important things of Maul, which is the offense down and the buffs your team. So, like, in the situations where Maul was being used, Doc Ock beat him better. Doc Ock's very short. Doc Ock's a very short, stubby dude. He just happens to have legs that make him taller. But yeah, I agree. Can I expand on why Doc Ock's so good? No. No. You defend points that are under attack. Dr. Octopus is the best legendary in the game. Someone has to dispute that. I don't have to defend that. Like, that is... Like, if I were to make a controversial statement, like, or the best legendary in the game, yeah. If I were to make a... Let's use a controversial statement. Controversial statement. Longshot is not that good, right? Like, he's not as good as people think he is. 5-second recount of Dolphins. Dolphin is me spending a set amount of money a month to see how much better, or how smart spending and good planning can accelerate you better than a lot of spending and bad planning, or just good planning, that kind of thing. That's not controversial at all. Yeah, right. Do you need to build the rest of Sinister Six? No. It's controversial in the statement that, like, it goes against what people are saying, right? Like, some people say Longshot is one of the best characters in the game. Longshot's not top 20. Like, as a character, he's not even close. There are so many characters that outperform Longshot, you know, at investment levels. So, he's not. But that doesn't mean he's a bad character. Like, Multiple Man is ostensibly a terrible character. No one's going to dispute that. Like, Longshot's better than Multiple Man. But I don't think Longshot's better than, like, X-23. I don't think Longshot's better than, like, Bishop, you know? Just as a character, let alone anything else. Because Longshot, much like so many other characters people tend to like, is really dependent on what's around him. As opposed to characters like Doc Ock, where, and I know it's a stupid comparison, but like for the sake of the argument, Doc Ock is a threat and an answer. Like when Doc Ock is on the field, you can't just not deal with him, because the longer you allow him to go, the more value he's going to give to his entire team, if that makes sense. Oh, I don't care about that. I'm just saying, I'm not addressing any particular person's content. I'm addressing the fact that I have to experience the ramifications of ideas from other people. Casino comes out with a YouTube video, and it's like, Silver Surfer's getting nerfed on April Fools, and then people come up and they're like, Tony, did you hear Silver Surfer's getting nerfed? I'd have to tell them, like, no, I didn't, because that's not happening. They're like, but so-and-so said it. I'm like, on April 1st? He said that? Took X23 to DD4, and folks looking at me like I was stupid. I don't know if I like X23 and DD4, but that's only because I believe she's a 72 mutant gear investment. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think that's a shit ton of mutant gear. But, okay, again, there's two different ways you can look at DD4. Oh, with Shatterstar? Yes, but I think that Shatterstar is a better character than Longshot. Does that make sense? I think Shatterstar as a character is better than Longshot is as a character. And I think that Longshot is significantly better than like most when Shatterstar is present. But I think if you don't have Shatterstar present, I think Longshot is quite literal. Oh, she's 54? Never mind. She's fine. She's a fine investment. She literally is hard to kill, right? She does a decent amount of damage. She has an on-turn ability block. 54 mutant gear is not that much. She's global though, right? That's the downside of her. She's global, and their mutant global pool is very, very dense. Like, she's not better than Sinister, but she is better than, like, Sabretooth. She's literally better than anyone but Sinister and Emma. But Emma's also 72. So, yeah. Okay, X23 going into Dark Dimension 4 is fine. I don't think X23 needs that much investment, but, like, you won't regret it, you know? Like, Sinister kind of loves the extra investment. Black Bolt loves the extra investment. Symbiote Spider-Man loves the extra investment. I don't think X23 needs it. Like, my X23 is like 85k, and when she takes a turn, someone dies all the time. So I'm not 100% sure what's relevant there, but I get it. Like, I wouldn't besmirch your name for bringing X23 into DD4. That's not like if you said Wolverine, I'd be like, whoa. Storm, whoa. You know, Cable. Actually, Cable for Cosmic isn't that bad either. Chonky, decent health. Big damage ult. Well, the ult doesn't matter. Really, the special and the time sense kind of can help. Especially if you ever did the global node of DD4 and you see the double Cable really fucking changes everything. Yeah. I don't address... Like, I address the end results of content. Not the words said. Strife with Sinister? What about him? I wouldn't bring in Strife because he doesn't do enough. How bad idea is leaving Phoenix out of DD4 and using those mutant T5s? Well, I'm bringing Jubilee in first, Argendes. Jubilee on DD4 is the character I'm bringing in first. I think you could do worse than Cable. No, seriously, I really do think you could do worse than bringing Cable to DD4. I think that Cable might be a little bit higher impact than just Longshot. That's a controversial statement. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if you had an option between Cable and Longshot, bringing them there, I think Longshot is the better overall gear tier 15, but for Dark Dimension 4, I think Cable's going to do more. Strife was fine in DD3, but ultimately I had Sinister, who would just clone Strifes on all the nodes I needed, you know? So, like, it didn't matter. It's really just how good Sinister is. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on that. I am going to stream on Twitch at 8 o'clock. Like, I'm going to stream... After this, I'm going to Twitch, and we're going to do the Multiple Man Unlock stream, where we kind of look at everything that's going on. Because I will be unlocking Multiple Man either today or tomorrow. Polaris has cake. Nice. Nice. I had to read the rest of that in my head. Okay, so let's do a quick store check because now we're at this point. So we bought Rhino. We're not really getting too much far. No chance. Electro is a better character than Rhino, but Rhino provides more for the team in the early game than the late game. So there are people who are working on the Electro version of the team. That's fine. You're going to have more offensive character, but without Doc Ock, you are going to lose a lot of value as time goes on. People taking cable to DD4, so people have said it's a nightmare. Is it? I have no idea. I have no idea. Is Polaris a blitz? We don't know. No one has confirmed whether or not Polaris is being released via Strike Pass or if Polaris is just in the Strike Pass, because we are over like 3 weeks away from the next Strike Pass. You know, like the next Strike Pass isn't until May. So are we as a player base going to believe that we are not going to see any blitzes or events for the next 3 weeks? And then with the new patch that's coming out with the Heroes for Hire and stuff, we're going to have her release? I don't think so. I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe that Polaris will probably have a blitz release and then be in the Strike Pass. I don't see them releasing characters via Strike Pass. It is actively a worse way to, like, Strike Pass releases are worse for every player in the game than blitz releases, with the very, very slight exception of people who played the game for 30 days. Like, a Strike Pass release is significantly better for you if you start at the beginning of the month. Fed up with what? What are people talking about with Polaris? Yeah. I like Polaris being in the Strike Pass is great. Polaris being a Strike Pass unlock is more detrimental to the community as the information we have stated exists. But that's it. Like that's not an opinion. That's like, we have math that proves that. Like, you know, like, that's just what it is. But it is what it is. It's like, the worst is when I see people like, it's better for free to play. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I could prove it with science that it's not better with free to play. You know? See new Falcon and Winter Soldier episode? No. I'm watching it tomorrow or tonight. I think Polaris is an amazing character. I plan on buying her. She looks very strong. I think Strike Pass for 100 shard blitz. I think Strike Pass for 100 shard blitz unlocks is a good thing. I agree, Harold. I do agree. But it's not so much about Polaris so much as it's about the precedent it sets. We don't know what they're going to do. That's the first thing I said when I addressed it in my Discord. I'm like, we don't know what the release is going to be. We have no idea. The only thing we have to compare it to is the Surfer. So if it's the same as the Surfer, it's worse. If it's not, then it's better. So the question then becomes very simply, do you trust that Scopely is going to do something that's beneficial to the players? That's the only thing you need to talk about. Do you trust that Scopely is going to do something that benefits the players? If your answer is yes, I trust the developers of this game to do something that's reasonable and meaningful to the players, then you have nothing to worry about. If you don't, for some reason, can't imagine why, then, well, maybe all of the people yelling that the sky is falling is because they have 2 eyes and ears and the ability to see that the sky is actually falling. You know, just throwing it out there. Like, there's whining and then there's complaining. And the major difference between whining and complaining is when you're whining, you're just making sounds and drawing attention to yourself. When you're complaining, you're drawing attention to a problem. Whining is like, this is so inconvenient for me. Complaining is, can you fucking believe the shit that everyone has to deal with now? It's literally the exact reverse. The exact reverse of whining is when somebody's like, well, it doesn't bother me, so it's not a fucking problem. You know, like, it's the same thing. Like, it's like unwhining or whatever, like whatever the exact opposite cuntiness from whining is, that's what that is. So if you're like, no, it's actually great because it doesn't affect me. Like, well, this isn't about you, dude. So shut the fuck up. Not you, but just you, whoever is that opinion. Taking Fantastic Four through Doom 1 was disappointing. Will it be just disappointing in Doom 3, or did I build them wrong? I mean, you can't really build the Fantastic Four wrong. It's like tank, 2 damage dealers, and Reed. Reed's actually really important in Fantastic Four, so I don't think it's that much of an issue. Honestly, the biggest issue with either of the teams that you could bring up, Fantastic Four is really good at that, but you really want to make sure you have a healer. So check Shield Medic real easy. I sure hope we get gold event back. Yeah, I'm still waiting on next gold milestone because like the longer it goes before the next milestone character, the worse it's going to be for everybody. I don't think, yeah, Avengers are okay. But at the same point, I wouldn't take the Avengers over 300k ever. But the Fantastic Four at 300k is still a war team that's going to win fights. You know what I mean? Like, you want to work on the characters that'll do the thing and give you other value. So if you have, even if you have to bring the Fantastic Four up to like 350k, 400k, what you're getting is you're still getting a team that's capable of winning in war all the time. So it evens itself out a little. I want to use Doc Ock in Arena offense with Surfer, BB, Emma, and Zemo. Would you place Doc Ock in the lineup? Doesn't matter. The answer to your question is it doesn't matter. Doc Ock's on offense, I would probably place him somewhere between Zemo and Black Bolt. Just because those are the characters that can die easier. Surfer doesn't really die that hard. Emma doesn't die that hard. But in reality, it really doesn't matter. Doc Ock's deflects, like, they don't matter. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I know I did it with Fantastic Four plus Shield Medic and with Wave 1 plus Shield Medic. So like the only thing I didn't do him with was Shield. Which is its own horrible nightmare. So gold store, the biggest issue now is I still kind of have to spend gold on these things. When my Surfer dies, I'm always shocked. Yeah, I'm always like, really? Heavens to Murgatroyd. How dare you, Surfer? I just like to buy up a little bit of stock. As a rule, okay, so as you progress more and more down the line, you notice that there's 3 types of gear. There's the gear that you don't worry about as much. There's the gear that you slightly worry about. And there's the gear that you actively worry about. So right now, the gear I'm actively worrying about is purple gear. So this is the highest priority gear. So this is the gear that's hardest for me to spend because I need to make sure I'm putting it on the right characters, not the most characters. Best 4 for City 4? 4 symbiotes. Starting with Symbiote Spider-Man and working down. Symbiote Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, pick 2. Best 4 for City. You asked for the best, I gave you the best. That is literally, you cannot do better than Symbiote Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, and 2 other symbiotes. Impossible. So, good luck, have fun. That's a lot of bio gear and a lot of, what's it called? Yes, but that's because Sinister, when Doc Ock came out, he actually wasn't You get ISO at 60? Correct, yeah. 60 does a lot for your account. So right now, the gear that's the scarcest for me is blue gear, right? Like, because it's the gear that, like, I don't really worry about this gear. As a rule, if I have less than 50, I buy it. That's it. So if I have less than 50 of anything in green, I'll just buy it because it costs nothing. It's no big deal. For this, it's kind of the same, but I need to keep buying it. Yeah, blue gear for me in this game right now. Blue gear is the only one that's like consistent because it's the one that's spent the most. Because when you're new to the game, green gear takes nothing. ISO campaign unlocks at 55? I thought it was 60. No idea. I thought it was 60. I thought everything happened at 60. If it's 55, that's great. Can't wait. What about Squirrel Girl for DD4? I'm sure you can use Squirrel Girl. Probably a good character. Are you asking if Squirrel Girl is the best choice? No, she's not a symbiote. You ask for the best, you get the best. I won't answer questions like, hey, I don't have this, what do I do? The answer is get this. Well, I can't get this. Okay. So accept the fact that you don't have the good option, right? Like, accept the fact that you don't have the best possible option, and then move on to what's the best I can do, which is not going to be the best. The best you can do is going to be whatever. I'm using 3 symbiotes and Night Nurse. That was the best I could do. I can't do 4 symbiotes. It was too much. Too much bio. Couldn't afford it. So I have 3 symbiotes and Night Nurse. And that's all my bio characters. Is Night Nurse good? Just asking because mine is 7 red and she does a lot. Do you have a 7 red star decent character? Your 7 red Squirrel Girl is as useful as a 1 red Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is a very middling character. Like, she's somewhere in the middle, because there's 160 characters, we'll say, in the game. She's somewhere in, like, between 90 and 70. Like, that's where Squirrel Girl lands, you know? But I think she's also way too expensive. Like, stop looking at red stars on characters. Okay, let me tell you something, guys, that you guys may never have heard by somebody, and I'm going to be this real quick to you. The number of red stars you have in a character does not make the character good. The character is good. The number of red stars when you have them makes them strong. Red stars don't make characters good, they make them strong. Strong does not mean good. No matter how many red stars you got on Nebula, she will never be good. No matter how many red stars you get on Kingpin, he will never be good. Unless he changes. A character is only as good as what they do. The number of red stars on them only makes them stronger. Bishop is a great character. Bishop, with high red stars, is a stronger great character. That's it. Multiple Man is an okay character. 7 red star Multiple Man will be an okay character with 7 red stars. Strife, same thing. Strife's okay. Sinister is an amazing character. The more red stars you have on Sinister, the more amazing he becomes. Or the stronger he becomes at being amazing. Like, that's it. You don't ever look at, like, red stars as a reason to work on a character. That is the biggest trap in the game. That is what will make you waste more of your resources. No one has ever said, I'm real happy I have a 7 red star Wolverine at gear tier 15. Those words have never come out of the mouth of somebody who you should ever listen to. If someone ever said that to you, you should be like, police, this is the guy. Right here. Big Crime Chungus? That's right. Yeah. So, red stars make small decisions for you. Very small. For example, let's put it into a different perspective just so we can all be on the same page on red stars. If my option were, do I work on Swarm or do I work on... Actually, that's a terrible option. That's terribly stupid. Why would I even say that? Yeah, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Pick, like, all that... Worst case scenario, you waste a little gear. That's it. So, like... You know, like, who cares? Squirrel Girl's fine. I like Squirrel Girl. I don't want people to think... Like, I think she's a great character within the confines of what she does for her team, but I don't think her team is that good. That's the problem. I don't think Squirrel Girl's team is that good. Yet. I'm trying to see another example. Okay, so let's take 2, right? Let's take Green Goblin and Vulture. If your option is like, hey, which is the character I should bring into the last member of the Sinister Six? Green Goblin or Vulture? The answer is, who has higher red stars? Like, who's the stronger character, right? Because, like, at that point, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. If you're like, which mercenary should I invest in for the mercenary challenge once a month? The answer is the one that has the highest red stars, because you won't have to put as much in to get them strong. That's the difference red stars is supposed to be. I don't even know what my red star pools have looked like. I think I have a couple of garbage 5s, but I'll have to check. All right. Starting with unlocked. Let's go. 3 Black Bolt. I think I have a 5 that I haven't even unlocked yet. Aim Infector. Garbage. Oh, Ironheart. Here. This is a great example. I have a 5 red Ironheart, right? I just want to check to see if anyone else have... God, horrible. Like, this... It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I have a 4 Toad. I think I have a 4 Toad. I have a 4 Toad. Doesn't matter. Like, what you're gonna experience is you're gonna experience, like, instant like, you're gonna experience cocaine high. For anyone who has never done cocaine, disclaimer, don't do cocaine unless you want to. For anyone who's ever done cocaine, the thing about cocaine is it's awesome for like 36 seconds, and then it's 6 hours of trying to feel that 36 seconds of awesome again. That's what cocaine is. That's what investing in high red stars are. You're getting like, awesome, my character outscales the content that they do. So they are so they're like, wow, a high red star on Toad is making him so much stronger that, like, your brain is telling you this was a good investment. And then as things kind of palette out, as the rising tide flattens and everyone gets to, like, where they need to be, you're gonna notice that your 4 red star Toad comparatively no longer fucking matters. So you could take advantage of the small opportunity, but ultimately you have to recognize that, because then you end up with like a 600k Wave 1 Avengers team, and the police have to be called. And SWAT will come to your house and take away your puppy, because you can't be trusted with a human life if you have a 600k Wave 1 Avengers team. That's just a fact. They'll take away your plants. I'm not making that up. That's what's gonna happen. When I bought that 5 red anti-venom, yes I did, sir. Yes, I did. I bought that 5 red anti-venom and I was like, yeah! That one felt good, though. That one felt real good. Yeah, okay. So, let's do a quick store check, too, while we're here. Again, I try to buy... For these, I want to have ones when I need them, right? Like that, for purple gear, I don't really worry about stockpiling, because, yes, I'm gonna need everything. At any point in time, I swear to God, at any point in time, I could be like, I bought everything in the store. It won't be bad. Like I'm gonna need it, you know, until I don't. And when I don't, it won't matter. But right now, I'm gonna need everything in the store. So even this, this is 100 improved parchments. I'm going to need more than 100 to invest in all of the mutants I intend on investing in. Let alone, not mutants, mystics. But like, that said, am I gonna need them now? No, so like I don't worry about it. I don't worry about these things. So I try to pay attention to the blue stuff that I know I'm gonna need a lot of, especially in the short period of time. And then I only really pay attention to purple stuff if it's what I'm currently looking for. Which is why I haven't opened any of these Blitz orbs yet. Or many of them. I kind of save them and I'm like, oh, I need some for Mystics. Well, let me open a couple Mystic ones. Oh, I need some for Bio. Let me open a couple Bio ones, you know? Kind of the same. So the blue gear orbs actually do help a lot. Especially when you randomly luck sack one of the completed pieces and you're like, sweet. But that's it. Ironheart, well, you had to discard Vision because they changed War Machine's speed, so he actually worked worse with Vision. But that was because they technically nerfed him. Oh, an Alpha Raid orb. What's in this? Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm very sad. I want to be spending these on... Oh, wait. I could absolutely open one raid orb. 5 Zemo. 9 Zemo! It's not 9 Zemo. It's literally nothing. Fuck you. Alright. I like to save raid credits for gear. Like it's a very effective way of getting purple gear. Gold gear, not so much, but purple gear, it's a pretty reasonable way to pick up 5 pieces of gear. Please just have 10 surfer shards in this multiple man event. Same. Oh, we're almost done with that. So when Swarm is done, and I don't think so, dude. I know, but like I don't think so. I also need 10 puppy. Specifically after the battle pass. It kills me. Once Rhino is at 5 in the, I'm sorry, once Swarm is at 5 in the store, I truly don't know who the correct secondary target is. I feel like now it's Blob. But, and I know it sounds weird, a tiny part of me wants to finish up the characters. So let me talk you through my thought process on this so you guys understand where I'm coming from. None of these characters are worth anything, so we're going to treat them as if they're garbage and not look at them. Daredevil doesn't do much for you in the mini game, so in the beginning to mid game, so he doesn't matter. Quake helps you unlock Maw. This is my Quake right now. I need to get her to 5-star by the time I have Black Bolt unlocked. I'm not prioritizing her at all. There are characters I need to unlock Black Bolt, so not a big deal. Drax, while... Yes, Andre. I want to get them out of the way so I can 5-star both of those events and have a reasonable war team. That was the entire point. Having a reasonable war team and doing that. Drax, I'm not prioritizing unlocking Star-Lord because I can spend money. So because I can spend money, I can... If something came up that is better, I could just have that. And if I ever wanted Star-Lord, I could just buy a Star-Lord pack. So where free-to-play, I think Star-Lord does have a little bit more value than most of the other options because he's the first way you can kind of progress and learn team synergy and move on and stuff like that without having to waste your resources and work on chasing something you're never going to get to. I think that, like, for me, I could skip Star-Lord completely because I'm willing to spend money on the gap, on the things between where it's relevant. And then Mordo, I don't think worrying about Phoenix is relevant. I have it on some authority that Phoenix's unlock is going to change. What that means, I don't know. Just something is going to change about it. Scarlet Witch is useless. Deadpool is in the same conversation as Quake. I can't farm Negasonic, so I can't farm Deadpool. Because it doesn't matter how many Deadpool shards I have. If I'm missing the key component of the team, it won't matter. One of 154 voicemails. Did you get my comeback? You got your comeback? Okay, cool. I'm telling you that they didn't ban you for doing... They didn't ban people from doing something wrong. They banned people for using an APK or an IPA, which is the name of the Android or iPhone app, that wasn't downloaded from one of their approved stores. If you play on iPhone, it's really, really, really hard to justify that. Like, it's really, really, really hard to justify that. Also, if you do me a favor, Ryu, if you could shoot me, I don't know it's asking much, but if you go to my Discord, if you shoot me a personal message with like a screenshot of your ban and then any information about you being unbanned, I'd appreciate that. Because a lot of times, the CMs of this game will make a statement. They'll say, this is what has happened. We've never done this. And they are, and I mean this, I know Nick and I know Zeke's, well, Momo. I know both of them. I've had communications with both of them. I have no problem with them as people. Within the confines of their job, they are fucking liar, pants on fires. And I've proven it many times. So when in the future, I know for a fact they're going to say nobody was banned accidentally. And I want to be like, this person was. Here's his ban notification. Here's your notification saying, sorry, we accidentally banned you. So don't ever say no one was banned accidentally. You know, like, because they're lying. And I don't want them to lie. I want them to say, like, we accidentally banned some people. We're sorry about that. We're going to, like, address it when mistakes happen. You know, like, that's fine. Mistakes happen. But, like, I don't want them to lie. So that's if you can. If you don't want to, that's fine. I accept it. So what else we have? Juggernaut and Blob are the same character, right? You need both, right? So, like, you just work on whichever one. I think Blob is a little bit better now that I have a Mystic team to work on. So I think Blob's a little bit better, but that's it. M'Baku, no chance. I don't care about the ability material. Like, I don't care. We're never we're never farming M'Baku. We don't live in that world. Thank you, sir. Just a screenshot. You don't have to send me the whole thing. Vulture, I chose Swarm over Vulture, so that we're never going to touch Vulture. You know, we'll get him as we get him. Human Torch doesn't unlock anything. Irrelevant. Heimdall, same conversation. I could start farming Heimdall now, but a 5-star Heimdall does not improve the quality of my gameplay at all. If I don't need to have a 5-star Heimdall any time before I have a 5-star Hela. So, because I don't need to worry about that, I'm not considering prioritizing Heimdall until I'm level 70 to begin with. So that's not an issue. Crystal is the same conversation as Quake, so there's no reason to farm them. So for me, it's kind of like, after Swarm is at 5, we're going to Blob. And then after that, we'll figure it out. I think Jugs helps the requirements to get to Hela, if I recall correctly. I'm not particularly worried about, was it Villain Mystics? Realistically, just so you know, I will have Hela unlocked by the time I get through to Hela. I'll have Loki and Hela unlocked by the time I can fight Hela, if that makes sense. So my team to unlock Hela will be Hela, Loki, whatever. And the reason I could say that with such certainty, or surety, which is a funnier word, the reason I could say that is because I'm spending money on this account. A free-to-play player, when I was doing Defenseless, I couldn't make assumptions. And when I did make assumptions, I was punished for it. I assumed opening Blitz Orbs would get me the Mantis Shards I need to get Star-Lord. I was wrong. I assumed that I could farm up to a 6-star Star-Lord and then still have no problem getting anything else. I was wrong. I would never compare my account to OMG's because OMG doesn't produce the same kind of content I produce. OMG produces popcorn content to entertain the players of this game. I produce informational content to help players become better at this game. They are not the same, therefore a comparison would diminish both. Because mine wouldn't be as entertaining as OMG's, and OMG's would be nowhere near as informative as mine. So we can't compare the two. It's apples to bad content. You get to decide which one's the bad content. It's me. Don't say that. Trevor's a great guy. I mean, you don't have to like him, but, like, he's not a... We're all fucking characters. How many people think I'm an asshole? It's because I'm an asshole, but I'm also fucking playing a character. So that's my farm for that store, right? Blitz store, honestly, once I finish with Rhino, like, there are so many characters I want to pick up. If I'm farming one, I'm farming Toad, right? Like, if I'm farming one, I'm farming Toad. Because nothing under this row is worth looking at. Actually, nothing under this row is worth looking at. This row is where things start becoming reasonable, right? 1, 2, yeah, like, please, if you don't like the content from a content creator, don't watch them. Like, just don't watch them. And again, like I said, Mobile Gamer is teaching, is entertaining you. He's not informing you. If you get information from Mobile Gamer, it's because someone other than Mobile Gamer went on Mobile Gamer's stream and said it. Like me, Remen, Philosopher, somebody else said it. You know, like Mobile Gamer's like, these are the characters I regret. Mobile Gamer also said, like, we used to have this fight, about like how whether red stars on Phoenix mattered, and then I watched him like fuck up a fight, lose to a Phoenix, and then be like, Tony was wrong. And then like we went back, and then I beat up 7 red star Phoenixes for like 6 minutes, and I was like, I don't think so, bro. I think it was you. She-Hulk should be the next Merc Riot or at the bottom of the Blitz tier list. Yeah, she's very... Yeah, she needs to be lower because people might accidentally buy her. But I think, like... I think after Toad gets to 5-star, I don't think there's a single reason to ever not open a Blitz Orb. Before, it used to be, like, farm up Mantis and then get Rhino and then, you know, work on so-and-so. Now, it's like, no, get Toad... Get Rhino or Electro, one or the other, then get Toad, and then that's it. Just Blitz Orbs for the rest of your life. There's just no reason not to. The value, the gold, everything, just, we're like, there's no, maybe you could save 5 credits to buy a character if they're just about to unlock, but really doesn't come in. Yeah. Yeah, which is another reason why I generally, and She-Hulk, yeah. Or She-Hulk. Get away from her, useless character. Okay, Raid Store, we talked about. I want, outside of Zemo, specifically Zemo, the only things you'd ever be looking for in the Raid Store are, like, unlock characters. 1, 2. I think that, it's kind of the same. I think you should carry enough that you could always buy a character if you see it, but anything over... you could spend on whatever you want, whether it be, I don't really like the orbs, but they're fine, or gear. But when I was coming up through this game the first way, I never had less than 5,000 raid credits. Now I know it's not that important, because we get enough raid credits through, we didn't have raid milestones, you know, we didn't have these things that we have now. We had, like, you do your raid, you get your raid credits, that's it. That was all we had. So, like, I had a bank of 5,000, and I would spend after I got over 5,000, but never less, because if, like, a couple of days in the store, a character I needed, like Sabretooth, showed up, take it easy, Rez, then I wanted to make sure I had the access to buy it, you know? That is very accurate, Iceman. I'm not going to say what you said, but I'm going to say that is very accurate, but I don't believe that the information is good. I can absolutely, hey, man, thank you, sir. I can absolutely give out the worst possible information. Oh, no, I'm not the best at all. The best is, like, Rage. Like, Rage Gaming is, like, a really good content creator. I think for, like, most of the community, Rage Gaming is really good. I think it used to be... Why I think he used to be employed by Fox... I've never been employed by Marvel... I've never been employed by Fox Next. I worked for the gaming industry. I worked as a lead for mobile games before. Actually, what's funny is most people who work in mobile games, it's a part-time job, which is kind of hilarious. But no, I've never worked for Fox Next. I applied to a job they had as director of IT, and I applied, and then 2 days later the position was filled. And then I found out from a friend of mine who worked at Fox Next that it was an internal employee, so they weren't even interviewing. Fuck, it happens. Business sucks. Because I wanted to get in on the floor, because I wanted to help them back when I thought this game was worth, like, saving. Now I think this game is like, anyone surf? As the night goes down and the tide stops breaking that hard. Waka told us last night not to tell you how awesome you are because it might get back to you. Correct. But that's just because I love her and her husband. Like, in a biblical sense. And I don't think her husband swings that way. And I've tried many times. They're both so pretty. I do love Waka. This is... No, like... Yes. Yes and no. I think, like, there was a point in this game where the surf was good. Right? Apples to bed. Mine's the bad content. Again, you get content for what you want. That's what the joke is. So like your surf, there's points in the day when the fucking surf's riding. And you can do it for anything, but I'm specifically saying surfing. There's a point in the day when like the waves are breaking all the time. You get some good waves. You can have fun, right? And then there's a point in time when like it's very few and far between breaks. So, and that usually happens around 7 o'clock, 6 to 7 o'clock. The night's going down, the moon's coming out, the water tends, unless there's weather, actual like inclement weather, the water tends to be more calm. It's actually not great to surf at night more often than not, especially if you're in like California or something like that. West Coast, you just never surf. Like East Coast, there's no surfing. There's just tetanus. So like this is what happened to the game. The game had a lot of periods of time where like there was a high. They would release something new. They would release something good. They were being active. The community was going up. And now the game is it's over. Like, it's the night of the game. So there's a possibility that there's a tomorrow, but right now we're thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Correct, Iceman. I agree with that completely. So the flow is on its way down. But that doesn't mean like you stop playing the game. You stop playing a game because you're not having fun playing it anymore. That's the reason you stop doing anything. You stop playing a game, you stop having fun. Like, you don't do it anymore. I take breaks from games all the time. If you take a break from Marvel Strike Force and you're worried about something like... Were there more highs under Fox Next or Scopely? There were more highs under Fox Next. But there were even... Because technically anything Seismic Games did... Thank you. Was under Fox Next. And Seismic Games was perfect at this. Anyone who ever works at Seismic Games, or if you know someone who's ever worked at Seismic Games, tell them that they're better than the way they were treated, because they were literally disrespected to fuck. Yeah, I'll buy the Ghost Shards because she's just a standalone amazing character, but in general, the gear pieces here are just so good. And then as you saw with Red Stars, I'm not buying one on every character. That's not the world I live in. I don't care about getting a Red Star on some of these guys. It's not on my list. But if I'm using the character, then I have no problem buying 2 stars or so. I'm definitely not buying any 3s. You know what I mean? Like, that's never happening. But I don't mind buying the 2s. I don't mind buying 1 or 2. That's not a big deal. And you do get 7 a week, right? You get 7 of these a week. So, like, if you spend 7 a week, you're at economy. The only thing you're not worried about is getting 4s and 5s, which is really hard to do. And there's very few characters that you need to worry about saving for 4s and 5s, because the truth of the matter is, if you bought a 4th Red Star today on, like, let's say you bought a 4th Red Star on Doc Ock and you haven't unlocked him yet, you know, like, that's a bad move. 1, you don't have it, and 2, by the time you get him, he might not be nearly as valuable. When do you think the game started to reach its sunset? The game reached its sunset with the release of Dark Dimension 3. That was the beginning of the... It was like it's a storm. It's a storm. But that's, you know, I don't want to spend too much time harping on that, because I still enjoy playing the game. I still have fun playing the game. And, more importantly, what I'm trying to show you is, you can have fun playing this game free, and you can have fun playing this game as a casual spender. You could be competitive as a casual spender. You could be, you can enjoy. I'm having fun on this account. It just is. This is enjoyable stuff to me. I mean, I really don't have to push this button. Do you think they'll recover? No. No, I don't. Do you want to know why I don't think they'll recover? Very simply. Because they're lying. They're lying about how... they're lying about their numbers. They're lying about how people are enjoying the game. Here's what's going to happen. Come back in 6 months and tell me I'm wrong, right? 6 months. Here's what's going to happen. Marvel Strike Force is a roller coaster of a game. His defenseless account, my defenseless account was given away to another player, and when I finished it. So someone else is currently piloting defenseless. This account I'm going to keep forever, because why not? Because I'm spending money on it, right? Right now, the game is at a low. People aren't talking about it because they're like, Surfer! And all the content creators stopped being like, everything sucks. Because that's what everyone was doing. And now they're like, something cool is happening. Because the truth is, what we've discussed, the community as a whole doesn't want to be told that the thing they like isn't good. They don't want to, no one wants to be told that something they like isn't good because so many people equate their own personal value with their opinions on things that when someone says, I don't like that, people take it as a personal assault. That's because people are soft, S-A-W-F-T, soft, and they're just incapable of being humans anymore. The truth is, you can like something that's not good. There's no reason not to, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. I like plenty of things that aren't good. I like things that are good. But there are things that I understand, like, oh, this is not a good movie. But I enjoyed it. I did not enjoy, like, I don't think Deadpool 2 was a good movie. And I don't think it was as good as Deadpool 1. But I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it, and I would watch it again. You know, that's an example. If you said, like, Deadpool 2 sucked, I'd be like, oh, why did you think that? I'd be interested. You know what I'm saying? I'd be interested to know, like, why did you think it sucked? I have a friend, I'm not going to give you his last name, but his first name is Mike, and his last name is not going to be said, even though I really want to fucking put him on blast, who, like, whatever the most popular opinion is, he's the opposite. That's it. Doesn't matter what it is. Snyder Cut was, you know, like, people were like, the Snyder Cut's amazing. Snyder Cut was dog shit. Nope, Snyder Cut was pretty good. 15,000 people talking about, you know, Among Us. Among Us is the dumbest game ever. Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, you guys know that. People like Papa John's. Yeah, I don't like Papa John's. I think it's disgusting pizza. If you came to my house and was like, hey, look, I have Papa John's, I'd be like, all right, fuck it. It's still fucking pizza that you brought to my house. You can like it. They would lose no profit. They're actually not making as much money as they should be. Mike Wozniak, Kung Fu Hustle. Kung Fu Hustle, yeah! Oh, who's, what was the fucking Kung Fury? Who's seen Kung Fury? Anyone seen Kung Fury? Kung Fury sucks! It is terrible, and it is the most awesome movie I've ever seen. And I love it, and it is terrible. Where are we? The Viking era. That movie sucked, and it was awesome. It was both. It sucked and was great. Sucked, great. So if someone's like, I thought that movie was stupid, you'd be like, yeah, no, you're right. That movie was dumb as hell. You know what I mean? Laser Raptors, yeah. So when I say, like, dude, this game is not good, like, the developers are making a really bad version of this game, but it's gonna be better over time. When I say that kind of stuff, people hear, like, but I like this game, and content creator said that this game is bad, but I like it. So he's saying that things I like are bad, so he's a bad guy. And I'm like, no, I'm playing this game, stupid. I like it too. But that doesn't mean it's not bad. Velocipaster, already seen that, bro. Also, look up Necrotronic? Necrotronic? God, where's Matt? Necrotronic. I think it was called Necrotronic. You'll know it when you see it. It's on Amazon. Basically, it was like Ghostbusters, but dumber. And it was so dumb. Anyway, cool. We've segued a lot. So I'm not gonna do, I guess I could still do the comparison into Defenseless, which, you know, I am ready for. Well, there's no reason for them to save the game because they're making money off the game, and the point of this was never to make a good game. The point of this was to make money. If they wanted to make a good game, they never would have bought the Marvel IP. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they designed this game. The original Ghostbusters? Yeah. And Ghostbusters 2. Yeah, this is in the wash. The hat is not in the wash. The hat's actually right here. So if you really want, guys. Actually, 3-star this too. Ugh. But the shirt's in the wash. So here's the defenseless recap from last week, just to do a quick comparison of where we were to where we are. Right. Obviously, we're going to be further ahead. This is a free-to-play account. We know that. I don't want to belabor it. I just want to showcase exactly how much different some degree of spending makes. So I'm, again, notice the key thing here that's very important. That's true. I played Sorcerer's Arena, and then it was great, and then they fucked me, and then I was like, never again. So, Defenseless is level 53. My main account is level 54. That is only because it really doesn't change. The amount of XP you get is the only thing that you can't really change. You could spend a little bit more or less on cores. You could buy XP, but ultimately that's not where the money goes, right? People talk about that 3,000 energy offer. That's going to be a staple of the things I purchase going forward. After time, there's not much more. And that $24.99 for 3,000 energy offer that exists, that's like 500,000 gold minimum. It's a ton of character farming, especially if you buy that offer at a double drop, which is the best way to line it up, is like a double drop is coming. So you buy the 3,000 energy offer, and then you just like whale in, so you only have to spend cores to refresh the node. So now you're like, we'll use the Sinister Six as an example. So now I'm hard farming the Sinister Six, and I could refresh them I could refresh the node 3 times without having to spend the energy. So the chance of me getting like 12 to 20 character shards is like through the roof. Yeah, my goal is to save people money. That's all like, I know it's stupid to say it, but like my goal is just to save you money. You're going to have fun no matter what you do, right? If I tell you don't work on... Who was talking before about Squirrel Girl? I don't mean to say, like, don't work on Squirrel Girl. I don't mean that. You're going to have fun doing whatever you want to do. But you do need to... I just want you to save money. I want you to know that your investment in so-and-so is going to hurt a little bit more as far as the best value you can get. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's not Nebula. But, you know, just don't waste your money. Do I play HeroClix? I do. I haven't played in a while. I play in New Jersey with Kenny Latham. You know Kenny Latham? If you play HeroClix, you might know Kenny Latham. So the level crease is different. Here's the thing. You can kind of tell by where my power is, right? You can kind of tell the difference. Like, I'm fighting against guys who are 51k. My main team is almost 100k. And you can even see this is the team I was using, and I even have 2 of the best characters. No, you can. Okay. So let's take a quick look at the actual roster screen. So we really don't have to go too far to get the full understanding of what's going on here. From last week to this week, my most powerful characters went up very lightly. But because of the small amount of spending, not even the $25.98 from this month, that was not relevant because that was a whole new character series. I'm talking about because of the first month's $60 worth of spending that I hit, the first month spending, because of that, the pool of characters that I have, the level of investment that I can afford to put into them. My strongest character as free-to-play was Hela, level 52, almost 4-star, 11k. That was the strongest I can afford to invest in a character because you're being pulled in so many directions as a free-to-play player. You have to figure out if you're farming something, you're spending your money on gear, you have whatever's going on right now. This is it. And then these are the guys I was farming to unlock Star-Lord. But even if you look, the power levels are nothing. You know, there's nowhere. Now, I do come into my own and kind of break out in about another week or two, I think, if I remember from Defenseless. But for this, like, my strongest character is double the power of my second. My second triple, almost. You know, like, the amount of resources, that little jump, that push ahead, that's why I always tell you, when you spend money, it's a push. You're jumping ahead. You might not know how much further you're jumping ahead. Yes, you do still get a free Captain Marvel. So you might not know how far you're pushing ahead in the game, but you're pushing ahead. Any money you spend is freeing up resources that you otherwise would have spent somewhere else. So spending early is infinitely more valuable than spending later. And this coming from somebody who spent 20K on this game, over 20K, on this game over the last like 3.5 years. You know, like, I could tell you, the money that mattered, spending that mattered in the first 6 months. Everything that's like, I could tell you that the first 6 to 7 months of the game that I played, from April till like November, I spent about $10,000. And then for 2 years, I spent the other 10. So that, like, think of that separation of power. What I was able to do at the beginning of the game, and that's not even just a beginning of the game for everybody, that's the beginning of the game for me, how comparatively I was able to be strong and then move on. So that's what I want to showcase. Like, it's okay to accept that, like, you're not going to spend money in the game. But to think that you're going to be able to make the same decisions, to be a free-to-play player and say, you should be working on Wave 1 Avengers. Well, here's the truth. Regardless of who I'm farming, right, on these accounts, regardless of the characters I'm farming, because that doesn't matter. I happen to be farming Groot. My Wave 1 Avengers on a free-to-play, assuming nothing changed and I was doing the exact same thing, would still not be strong as strong as my Wave 1 Avengers here. They can't be. The strongest character on my team was Hela. And she was half as strong as Cap. You know, like, couldn't happen. I think my Minerva is like 4K stronger. Like, it's insane because that little bit of spending accelerates you just a little bit. So as a free-to-play player, it didn't matter if we picked the same start. What matters is, like, you're going to be behind. So what matters for a free-to-play player is not, look at how good I am today. It's, how do I make sure that I'm planning right, that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm making the best out of what I have. And there are characters, like you saw me pull a Sif, and then use Sif to help clear the Cosmic, because I took advantage of Thor plus bonus Thor plus Sif. That's it. If I was a free-to-play player, the same thing would be reasonable, right? Like, assuming I did the same thing, but I farmed these characters up. They wouldn't be as strong, I wouldn't be as far, because I wasn't able to spend the money and get the stars on them, but I still would have had Sif, because I didn't pay for that, that was the free Mega Orb stuff that came out. So, that's the one thing I want to like, bring in, is the bottom of the roster, you can kind of see, like, I was bringing up characters because I needed villains to work on. I have more characters unlocked. Even, you don't even have to go much further than, right here. Comparing the slider, this is the slider here, this is the slider here. The BS Whale and Old Player event. Fuck anyone who started this year, apparently. Whale and Old Player. Oh, the Falcon and Winter Soldier event? Yeah. That's not for free-to-play players. They don't design this game to be experienced well for new players. Like, they don't. They designed this game to feed your monkey brain. Monkey brain is the part of your brain that's like, thing I want, get, now I have. Banana. See banana, take banana. That's the monkey brain. With the monkey part of your brain that's like, ooh, thing, shiny, thing, go. This game is designed very well to monkey brain you. So, like, you look and you go, ooh, what happens when I level? I get orbs. And then over the first week of play, like, look at how many characters I've unlocked. Like, 4 weeks. We're a month in, right? First month to play, Look at how many characters I've unlocked. Look at how many characters I'm about to unlock. Hell, Scream's not farmable, but she had a blitz, you know? Like White Tiger was a new character. Your monkey brain's like, ooh, shiny, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy. And you're constantly flipping out because something new is hitting you. And that's what's keeping you going is, oh, wait, what's my login calendar? Let me show the login calendar. Oh, okay, well, this doesn't really matter. I mean, it's cool, I know it's good, but like, as a player, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess I could use these. Here's the Widowmaker calendar. Oh, geez, Rick. Can't wait to get this Captain Marvel, which is gonna be unlocked. Well, apparently right here, but she's also farmable, so it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but like, I'm not gonna say no to free shards, you know? Oh, no, it's not even gonna give me a free Mega Orb, damn it. And then like the calendar, it's like, yay, look at all these Winter Soldier shards I don't want. That I get at the end of the month. Like, why not just have the first 5 days be Winter Soldier? You know, like, if not just for this event, if you wanted it to be relevant. And then I have the Red Star release because I've gotten to the level where I'm getting Red Stars, not, and still premiums, because ISO orbs aren't as, I don't have them unlocked, but even then, they're not as valuable. I'm so gonna get Winter Soldier to Gear Tier 14. Yeah, no fucking chance. But, guys, this isn't news. Like, they don't do this stuff well. I'm like, Spinner, is the RTA Battle Pass worth it to you? All of the Battle Passes are worth it the day that you get what you believe to be $20 worth of value. So for me, when I was level 90 in the RTA Battle Pass, I was like, that's an extra 55 screen shards and a ton of Gear Tier 15 gear. That's worth 20 bucks from me. And that's why I did it. The Strike Pass, I'm not... So here's the thing about the Strike Pass, right? On Dolphin, I will be buying the Strike... I know exactly when I'm buying the Strike Pass. Like, to a second. I will be buying the Strike Pass on Dolphin, on this account. Am I talking here? Sorry, guys. I gotta get me to shut up. Boop. I'll be buying the Strike Pass on Dolphin the second I get right here. Because this, for me, as the player, will be $20 to unlock Surfer and get a ton of resources, and I do intend on finishing the pass. So for me, this is here. On my main account, I am not touching the Battle Pass until I get to the end, or at least the double Surfer pool. Because 100 Surfer shards, while meaningful, isn't gonna rank up my Surfer on my main account, and the resources suck. If it wasn't for Surfer, I wouldn't touch this Battle Pass. That's the truth. If it wasn't for Silver Surfer, this, on my main, this Strike Pass 1 is phenomenal. Again, monkey brain. Look at how good Strike Pass 1 is. Thoughts on Red Guardian next? Oh, did they confirm Red Guardian was the next RTA? I thought it was either Red Guardian or Yelena, but I didn't know for a fact. I said it, like, what was it, 2 days ago? Are you, like, did they confirm it? Because I thought it was going to be either Red Guardian or Yelena as the next RTA pass. I didn't know if they confirmed it. Yeah, like, this is good, right? Strike Pass... No, I think Strike Pass 2 is a little bit better than Strike Pass 1, but Strike Pass 3 is dog shit. Strike Pass 3 is the absolute worst. Strike Pass 3 is, hands down, the worst Strike Pass in the game. Because they're trying here to convince you, hey, look at all this free stuff. Look, you get monkey brained. Ooh, more level, you know, ISO orbs, more gear that I need, more character shards, more energy, you know, more, like, there's so much good more stuff. And then you go to Strike Pass 2, and it's basically similar, but there's Red Star orbs, which is relevant to everybody at every stage of the game. Red Star orbs are really important, especially when you're accruing them through this stuff. But then you get to Strike Pass 3, and it's like, orange gear raid orbs. It's like, dude, shut up. No one wants that. Do we need it? Yeah, but you can't be like, this... Sorry, going off a little bit. Calm. Hi. Have you seen Mad Max Fury Road? Scopely is Immortan Joe, and we are the people. Do not become addicted to water. They're like, literally, that's what they're doing. Like, oh, You shouldn't be addicted to progressing your characters in this game. So we're only going to give you a small amount of it. You'll thank us because you don't want to overinvest in the wrong characters, which won't make it fun for you. No, trust me, I know how I have fun. I have fun by experiencing new characters at stronger levels. That doesn't have to be maxed. I'm not talking about every character at Gear Tier 15. I'm not talking about every character at 7 Red Star. I'm talking about most of my roster at 4 or 5, though. I should be able to buy a 5 Red Star every month. Easy. Not like with work. Like, easy. Work is what's going to change the difference between me buying a 5 Red Star every month or a 4 and a 5 Red Star every month. From buying, like literally with earning, with the credits. You know, that's what it should be. It's a hero collector game. Exactly. Let me collect heroes. Let me progress my heroes. Make the difference between characters how high you can get them. The difference is that not everybody, it doesn't matter, like, everybody should have an Emma, and that's where the start of the hero collector should go. The difference is, right now, there are people who just can't have Emma. That's not relevant. People should just be able to get Emma for cheap or free. With effort. The issue should be stronger Emmas. So if you have a 3-star Emma, you should have fun using Emma. The fact that you can't use less than a 5-star Emma to successfully do XYZ, that's the appeal of investing a lot, of spending money. That's the way these games were designed to originally work. And that's why I have such a hatred in my heart for Scopely, because they don't care. Because they're not trying to make this game fun, rewarding, and enjoyable. They're trying to make this game trick you into spending as much money, which is why the Strike Pass is designed this way, right? The Strike Pass is designed to be like, hey, look, this is great value, right? Now, let's be clear. At no point in the game is anything other than the Surfer Shark, like later, relevant. Like these orbs, the energy, none of these characters, these don't matter when you're at Strike Pass 3 level, when you're at like 7 to 80. They're cool, but they don't matter. They matter the most now. Strike Pass 2 matters the most the entire game, and then you lose it and you get stuff that matters less than this stuff does comparatively, and honestly just not indicative of what endgame players want. So there's a difference between what the players who are playing in the endgame need, what they want, and what Scopely's willing to perform. You can't count SSM. You can count SSM, but the scarcity of SSM specifically is a design feature. SSM is designed to be a loot box unlock. Just like the Cull/Yo-Yo. They're designed to be loot box unlocks because they're designed to make players be like, fine, I'll just buy an offer. Not buy all the offers, but you know what? I've waited long enough. I'm missing 30 shards. I'll buy an offer. That is the design feature. That is how it's designed to work. So to say that they're unfarmable is accurate, but they would, like, that's not going to change. That is a feature of the game that will not change. To try to change that would be like trying to stop the tide. Like, you will not do that. Anti-Venom, though, Anti-Venom is a problematic. Strike Pass is great for free-to-play. How is it great for free-to-play? Explain to me. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear someone say why the Strike Pass is great for free-to-play. I just want to hear it. Because I don't see it. And I at some point I have to assume I'm wrong when I hear the same person say something and I'm like, that's not true. When I hear different people say the same thing, I'm like, wait, did I miss something? So it's free stuff they get for doing the things they were doing anyway. Okay. So why is that good for free-to-play? What advantage does that give free-to-play players? That's what I'm trying to understand. Okay. So what advantage does that give free-to-play players? I don't think you're hearing me. No, what advantage does a free-to-play player get from the Strike Pass? Do you see what I'm saying? It's easier for them to progress than it used to be. You're okay. Please let me understand. Let me explain why I'm saying this and why I'm being such an asshole about this. This is good for players, period. Conversation over, end of sentence, do not qualify. Because there's no one free to play who's getting more value. It doesn't matter. Everybody is getting the exact same access. Period. So it's not good. It's not like it doesn't advantage free to play. Yes, so do I. I get Silver Surfer too. I actually get a stronger Silver Surfer. The fact is free to play fall even further behind spenders. Yes. Thank you, Doug. Doug hit the nail on the head. Congratulations, free to play players. I spent $20 and I got double the rewards you did. Eat dicks. Say all you want. Say all you want about it being better for free to play players. You're wrong. It's not. What's best for the things that would be good for free to play players? I think some battle passes are okay. You disagree. But so what you're saying is it's good for free to play players because they're getting the exact same rewards as everybody else, but spenders are willing to get more, are going to get not only those rewards but more. How is that? You do understand that free-to-play players aren't playing in their own little version of the game, right? Like, if they're competing at the exact same level. Silver Surfer would be purchased by spenders either way, but now free-to-play also get him? Free-to-play get every character. Free-to-play got characters from Blitz. What's your point? You got more character shards from Blitz for doing less. Now, especially. If over the course of 3 days you couldn't auto enough to get 21 milestone, or all 21 shards of the milestones, then it didn't matter anyway. Free-to-play don't have anti-venom. Correct. That's not true. That's not true. I know plenty of free-to-play players that have anti-venom. I know several free-to-play players who have anti-venom. Not all. Okay. I know people who spend money that don't have anti-venom. I know at least one person who spends a shit ton of money that doesn't have She-Hulk. Yeah, endgame. Doesn't matter. But so now you're not even talking about free-to-play players. You're saying, yeah, new free-to-play players are in a great position. Absolutely. Phenomenal. But you can't, like, you're making the wrong arguments. It's not a catch-up mechanic if everyone gets it. It's not a catch-up mechanic if it's the same resources. So guess what? All of the free-to-play players who started when I do, I'm going to slap them in the nugs because I'm spending literally $60 a month. They're not going to catch up to me. They're not. Conversation over. Why? Because not only am I getting every single thing they're getting, which is keeping me ahead of them, I'm telling you, someone else said catch a mechanic. I'm telling you that it's not better for free-to-play players because it's just better for it doesn't affect free-to-play players. It doesn't matter. Free-to-play is easier to progress than when I started? Yeah, and it's always going to be easier to progress. And then you're going to stop dead after Ultron. Because the problem has nothing to do with getting to level 70. The problem has to do with Doom Raids. Free-to-play players today are going to have the exact same difficulty getting into Doom Raids than free-to-play players then were getting into U7. Or free-to-play players 6 months before that were getting into U6. It's the same difficulty lines. They're making the things that don't matter easier to accomplish. The Battle Pass does not benefit free-to-play players. It benefits players of the game. Saying it benefits free-to-play players is a bastardization of logic. Saying there's a free-to-play player who's better than where I was when free-to-play, yeah, I'm sure that they gave away more free stuff. It doesn't mean that they're better now, and it doesn't mean that they're better compared to the other people who were starting and spending money, which is the 3 metrics to look at. And it feeds into the toxic mentality I've been talking about all stream, which is that, like, monkey brain, look at all the cool stuff I got. Oh no, I can't work on this. Oh no, my Silver Surfer's only 2-star. He can't stand up to the 4- and 5-star surfers. You can't say it's better for free-to-play if it doesn't make free-to-play better than something. If it makes everybody even, then it's a good player move. But it doesn't increase the quality of a free-to-play player's life because the game is built in comparisons. Arena does not become better for free-to-play. Raids do not become better for free-to-play. It accelerates the timetable, but this is no way better for free-to-play. This is no way a benefit to free-to-play. It's just a benefit to every player in the game. And the fact that if they wanted it to benefit free-to-play, like seriously, there wouldn't be a spending option in the Battle Pass. There wouldn't be a way that you can get more. There wouldn't be a way that you can core out of it. Another example to look at, if they wanted free-to-play to have an option, just in general, if they wanted it to be an option, you would never be able to spend cores to refresh Dark Dimension nodes. Everything benefits spenders more. Yeah. I don't think, I think that we have a fundamental misunderstanding between us, and I don't think there's any way we can correlate. I think you're saying free-to-play players have this is good because it helps free-to-play players, and I'm saying specifically, no, it helps everybody, so free-to-play players don't get tagged. You don't say it helps free-to-play players because the comparison is irrelevant, because everybody gets it. Because everybody gets it, it doesn't help free-to-play players. Nor does it help new free-to-play players. Nor does it help new players. It doesn't help anybody. If everybody gets the same thing, it doesn't help. It helps everybody equally. Therefore, it creates no separation of value between character levels. Like, it doesn't do anything. That's all I'm saying. That's my fundamental agreement. Like, you could say, as a free-to-play player, I enjoy it. I'm like, no, it's totally fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? The difference? As a free-to-play player, I like getting more stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, no, we're on the same fucking page. Like, we are, yeah, no, absolutely. I wish this was around when I did Defenseless. You know what I mean? Yeah, oh, okay. So, the experience of the game now is better for free-to-play players than the experience of the game previously was. I agree with that. That's fine. Same page. Cool. Just making sure we came through on the same one. Because I want people to watch this in the future to be like, what are these fucking talking about? Yeah, it does help newer players progress faster. It helps people willing to spend money progress a little bit more faster. That's fine. That's wonderful. Like, that's fine. It helps you get to the point. The point is that that's not the fucking cap. The issue isn't getting to level 70 anymore. The issue is now getting to level 80. Cheers, Anthony. Yeah, but there should be. That's the point. The point is, if they develop this game correctly, and I do mean correctly, from a game perspective, not from a fucking shill casino perspective. Not Casino the content creator, Casino the slot machine. Maybe I'll say it that way. Not from a shill slot machine perspective, because I didn't want to throw someone on the bus for no reason. So, like, from that slot machine perspective, it lets more people be addicted faster to the polls because more things are happening. But the issue isn't in this game, isn't in the first million TCP, nor is it in the 13th million TCP. It's in the 3 to 8 million TCP range. That is where the bulk of this game's suck hits, for anyone who's unaware. The biggest problem with this game is right inside that, no joke, 3 to 8 million TCP. Because at that range, you have like maybe 10 characters at max stars, so you're not opening Ultimus orbs all the fucking time. You have maybe 10 to 15 characters at good, decent investment. You have maybe all of the legendaries unlocked and a couple at 6-star, but you really can't justify spending your resources getting the characters to 7-star to max them out because they're putting characters in the store that you need in order to progress because you need to do whatever the next thing is. The issue has nothing to do. This is the range we're doing here. This is starting the game. This is end game content. The issue has nothing to do with what's going on over here. The issue all has to do with what's happening over here. This is where the bulk of the problem of this game is, and this is where the problem lies. This is why it's getting plenty of new people starting to play the game, and plenty of new people, like progressing and spending money up to probably around level 70, 75. And the reason why most of the mid-game players are looking for other things to do, and most of the end-game players are quitting, is because the value of this game has gone out. Like, it's just, they don't know how to make a good game, but they do know how to make money. So anyone that they've tricked into spending money is still spending money, and anyone that they're newly tricking into spending money are still feeling monkey brain rewards, but nobody in the middle of the game. Everyone in the middle of the game is like, what did I do today? I did my raid attacks. I did my 5 war fights. I bought a war energy. I didn't get any gear I needed. I can't do anything in DD3. I don't know what to do. So, like, and that's more common than I want it to sound. So this is the most fun part of the game that I'm experiencing now through this. And this is the least meat and potatoes part of the content I'm going to be producing. Which you're going to start seeing real fucking content is when I'm level 75, I've unlocked Ultron, and now it's like, what do you do? Because in some brain, it's like, go to DD3. But you can't, because you don't have the resources. So it's going to take you forever to get that money. You can't. So maybe you work on war teams, which you can do, but you can't work on war teams to ever be competitive enough with someone who's willing to spend the money on whatever the new hotness is. Because you have to work on defenses to make sure that the offenses go up. So then you just skip defenses. And your defenses suck. So now you're placing in a war fight. This is history, guys. I'm not bitching. I'm telling you what's happening. You guys, if you hear me, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you're just like, how many guys can I slap? And then you get shocked when you see like a really strong war defense because you're like, that guy spent money. No one has that much resources. How close am I to beating DD4? I'm not. At all. I mean, like, how close am I? I need gear. I'm done with Cosmic. I'm waiting for Minerva. I'm not done with Cosmic. I'm done with Global. I'm waiting for Minerva. That'll take me like a couple of days and I'll beat Cosmic. Maybe worst case scenario a week. You know, and then I'll go into City, which is done. And then I'll take me a week to beat City. And then I have to just finish all my legend. Like, I need gear. The Dark Dimension 4 is not hard. Getting gear is hard. That's why it sucks. I guess it's better than if it was hard to get the gear and hard to do Dark Dimension 4, which is why Dark Dimension 3 sucked. But, like, the worst part about Dark Dimension 4 is how long it takes to get the gear. Cosmic Node 9 is probably gonna take a week. I don't know, man. I've seen plenty of people do it. It takes a lot of rerolls, but, like, I've seen people do it in 2 or 3 days. Yeah. It's the monkey. I told you, it's monkey brain. So I appreciate all of the stuff that I'm enjoying about this. Like, I appreciate the fact, oh God. What? You're dead. I appreciate the fact that this game is fun and exciting as a new player. I'm honestly having so much fun compared to my, main account. Because my main account, which I've been playing on my phone every time you see me look down, has just been like, oh, raid node auto. I literally do 10% better on Doom raids when I pay attention than when I click auto. Think about that. Like, I've tracked the numbers. On Doom raids, I've done, I'll do like, instead of like 80%, I'll do like I'll do damage and it'll be like, you've done 20%. Then I'll click auto, or I'll like, if I pay attention to it, it'll be like 76%. So like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, okay. Mythic Geodes? Yeah. Well, I need what's it called? Gas bottles. Gas pumps. Propane and propane accessories. That's the thing that's killing me. I have enough mutant gear to bring like 5 mutants up. I have enough bio gear to bring 4 bio characters, like skill, forget about it. Yeah. Which, to be fair, is great, because I do appreciate the fact that I could do 90% of my Marvel Strike Force on auto without paying attention. But that's going to give up when Marvel Future Rev comes out and I get a game that I can actually play. So that's the future of this game. The future of this game is going to be a bunch of people. It's going to be all the free-to-play players after the whales leave and go play. It's going to be all of the whales who are whales because they don't understand the value of money. So all the people who are like, well, I spent so much money, so I have to keep playing. It's going to be all those people, right? And then it's going to be all the free-to-play players because they're free-to-play. And then it's going to be like maybe a handful of people who are friends in the middle. And then everyone's going to go to Future Rev or just quit the game. Where can you pre-plan a team? What do you mean? Oh, MSF.gg. MSF.gg lets you pre-plan a team. Really good website, too. Bonk! I'm autoing arena fights. You know what I mean? Like, this is on my new account. And again, please, I understand that a newer player would not do this, right? They'd be like, ooh, exciting, I'm learning, I'm doing this fights. I understand that my experience is not the same. I want you to see my experience so you understand why I'm doing this, why I'm okay. I know that this team is the best use of the characters I have right now. I know that this team is a good overall team in general, and I know I can work on them and get the most value I can for this. Same thing with Blitz. I know where my characters go. I know that since I'm in tier 4, this team will win on auto. I know once I hit to tier 5 that I have to use my top 2 teams and alternate between them. That's it. You think you'll stop playing MSF and make for content for future? No, I'm do both. I'm not going to stop playing MSF because I enjoy MSF. The only thing, I've said it many times, the only thing that will ever make me stop playing MSF is me not... Dude, I was top 20 last week. I'm falling down. I was top 20. No, last week I was 40 something. The week before I was 20. Week 2 I was top 20. Week 3 I was like 40 something. And then I got slapped to top 100 because everybody got a Surfer early, so they're fighting me up. The difference is when I get Surfer, I'm gonna just have Surfer. So I'm still gonna have the same power, but no one else is going to have a particularly stronger Surfer, and its strength of Surfer didn't matter. It was a have it or you don't. But I'm also going to have, at the same time, Captain Marvel. So my defense is going to look incredibly different than it does right now. It is very likely that my defense is going to be Loki, CM, soon. Loki, CM, Captain Marvel, Minerva, and what's his name? Silver Surfer. That's the defense I'm, like, optimally going for. How am I going to get Hela? I don't know. She's almost unlocked as it is right now. You know, like, we're almost there. How am I going to get Loki? I'm farming him tomorrow. I'm getting to Mystic as fast as I... Like, once I unlock Mystic, I'm going right the way up to Loki. Like, it's not hard. And Hela's almost unlocked, so, like, yeah, I'll be fine. So that's my plan. That's the things I'm doing in my head. So when you're like, who are you farming for legendaries? It's like, I'm farming the Sinister Six so I don't have to worry about them, and then I'll, like, get Magneto or something. Plus, they pushed Magneto back. I won that, right? Yeah, of course I did. Because I knew I was going to. This one, no, I don't like that one. This one, auto fight win. So that's the thing about Blitz that we were talking about yesterday. The Blitz thing is huge. Like, when you know where the Blitz goes, when you know where your characters are going to win, you don't really have to pay attention. And when you click auto, it's just going to save you more time. What's Future Rev? Future Rev is the new game that's coming out. Shuri permanent unlock at 5-star? Shuri's moved to permanent unlock? Is that confirmed? I knew that it would happen. I knew it was going to happen before Magneto and Star-Lord. I specifically said Shuri was going to move to that lock, like, last year, but I didn't know that it was happening this soon. Crazy. I really didn't. April 12th? Okay, cool. Not bad. Okay. Yeah. So Shuri being a permanent unlock is just a really good reason to work on the Sinister Six. Because she's the raid healer that you want to use. Maybe not early, but later. Valley posted video? Okay. Cool. Oh, they're doing a blog post video? Alright. So I'm going to end this stream because I've already gone 30 minutes over what I intended to because we had some fun conversations. And by fun, I mean crazy stuff. I spent no additional money as this team is randomly winning blitzes. I can confirm to you that the next $20 I'm going to spend on this game are going to be the Battle Pass. So I'm only going to have about $14 left to fuck around with for the rest of this account. And honestly, yeah, RTA, Red Guardian we knew about. Red Guardian we talked about like a couple days ago. Yeah, Red Guardian we talked about, I want to say Wednesday, but I don't remember specifically. Yeah. Honestly, I know everyone's like, you should really try hard to move Blitz, but they've nerfed the amount of rewards for the Blitz anyway, so I've been hitting like top 1 to 5% and getting free 45 shards with no effort. I don't think the extra 80 shards is really going to kick anyone out. You know, like, it's fine. For Blitz anyway. In the newer accounts. And, like, I'm also, like, a couple more. My thing is, I want to make sure I start the last Blitz I can before I hit level 60. So I want to time it so that the like, maybe if I get really lucky, I could time hitting level 60 with a Polaris Blitz, maybe. Hint, hint. And then be like, sweet, I unlocked Polaris. Why? Because Polaris is, like, super Magneto in the early game because she does what you want Magneto to do, which is pull people together and take advantage of it. Sinister Blitz next week? Oh, yeah, absolutely. If there's a Sinister Blitz, I'm going to try really hard for a Sinister. Huge, right? So that's pretty much everything. I don't know about you. Are you guys at level 26 in your, what's it called? Because Strike Raid 1, I get rewarded for completing Blitz fights. I get rewarded for completing Blitz fights. They're like, oh, you blitzed? Yay! Here's 30 credits. So I'm at level 26. Is this the same as everybody else? On my main account, I'm only level, like, 24. It's just crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to go over to Twitch for the rollover. Yeah, I'm 24. That puts you need 100 a level instead of 150? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to be over to Twitch. We're going to do the multiple man unlock and hang out there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend if you can. And again, enjoy the game or else don't play it. You know what I'm saying? Have a good night. Have a great day. I have been Tony Scungili, and I will catch you.